Hey guys, welcome to the worst podcast ever. I am your host, Alex Fortin, and it seems as usual, I am by myself for the cold open. But Dan Clarke is here this week to do the recording, and we had a couple of ladies, on the podcast. I don't know why I got Italian. But we had a couple real funny chicks on here. Some gals from Edmonton, Megan Massini and Tamara Appleton, aka Tamara Applesauce, aka T Sauce. And so they tell us what they're up to and sort of their opinions on some lady things. And it got serious for a bit, but it was a good conversation. Everything was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys all enjoy that, and head on over to northerncontentnetwork.com, northerncontent.ca for a bunch of other podcasts. And check us out if you don't like listening on Podbean, or you don't have iTunes on your computer or whatever the hell. You can get us on YouTube now as well. So if you just search the worst podcast ever, we're on there. Follow us on Twitter, do all that fun stuff, and let's get into the podcast, I guess. Get it!
Being a comedian, like, you get to meet a lot of wicked cool people.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm surprised at how many comedians are, like, big dudes. Like, you're just saying, like, even Daniel Tosh is, like, 6'6".
yeah,
That's crazy.
big guy. He's, like, real skinny. He's got a weird, like, butt. Like, the way he walks is weird. His butt, like, sticks. He's kind of like this. The way
He
he
looks like an alien. His
Yeah.
like, body shape.
like one of the coffee aliens from Men in Black.
yeah.
That's what he looks like.
Skinny, like, with his
Yeah.
really long neck.
Yeah. Jabba Jabba. Those guys, that's what he looks like. See? You know I'm right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Miss Pat, fucking super cool.
Yeah, she's sweet.
She was so cool. It was like, hi, Miss Pat.
She's also a big dude.
She's a big dude. She is.
Big dude.
She's a big dude.
Yeah,
That's
she's a big
awesome.
dude.
Have you listened to her interview with Mark Maron?
No.
Oh, it's amazing. She talks about like how she basically got molested and raped when she was like 13 and had a kid because of it.
Jeez.
And, like-
Did she keep the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like,
That's hard.
the guy was like 22
Wow.
and he was
Oh,
like
Super
balls.
he was
hardcore.
like, you was 13 but your body was 18. Like just like super
I'm a
ghetto.
voluptuous black lady. Back
Yeah.
off.
Jesus.
Yeah.
She's got an interesting life.
She has an incredibly interesting life. Go listen to that podcast. That's
Yeah.
an amazing episode.
What's it called?
I like Mark Maron's podcast.
WTF. Mark Maron,
WTF.
Miss
Yeah.
Pat.
Gotcha.
A lot of cool people on there.
Yeah, was that your phone? Are you
It's
popular?
Dan's.
Probably, yeah. I posted that thing about the parents that killed their kid by accident. Well, because they're
Stupid
negligent.
Anti-vaxxer fucks.
Go on.
Go on.
Did you? Yeah, there's this couple from like Lethbridge or at Cardston, and they refused to like take their kid to a hospital, and they treated it like with a bunch of naturopathic remedies.
The
And
little
had-
boy, right?
And it had measles, and it died, and now they're getting sent to jail.
That's so crazy. I'm a huge fan of like naturopath stuff, but like if I'm too sick, you better believe I'm going to the fucking hospital.
Yeah. Well, it was like incredibly sick for like 2.5 weeks, and they were giving it just like garlic and hot peppers and like onions and shit, and like
Trying to
How old
sweat
was
it
the
out.
kid?
Sweat
like
it out,
super
kid.
like not old enough to take care of itself, like a newborn.
Like,
I don't know.
okay, I wonder if it was like a toddler, like.
No, it was like it's younger than that. I don't know exactly. I can check. But I posted that, and then I forgot that I have a lot of like church friends still on Facebook, and one of them was like, "I thought killing kids was not only legal but paid for by the government because they're like pro-abortion or they're anti-abortion."
Oh.
And I was like,
Ooh.
"Sure, whatever you say, man." I don't know.
Well, only 4 times though. Like, don't be such a fucking.
Well, he's a really
stuck-up
good.
You only use it as birth control for so long.
He's a really good buddy of mine. He's one of my best friends, and so it's like, it's weird because he's pro-life, and I'm like, well, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with abortions and euthanization and all that kind of stuff. I think it's the humane thing to do.
I agree.
Like,
We
I don't know where
were
it's
both
been.
like,
It's so
oh.
funny. I honestly, I never thought in a million years I could get an abortion, and then you have like a pregnancy scare, and you're like, oh my god, I can't tell my dad. I could totally have an abortion. You're just like, that is way easier
Yeah,
than
yeah.
telling my father.
I think that's the reason. Like, most people are like, well, if it's like a rape victim or something, that makes sense. You're like, if you have to tell your dad.
It's real,
19-month-old, year and a half.
That's fucked up.
Oh, man.
Died
Makes
in
me
March
sick.
2012,
So sad.
Brutal.
So sad.
failing to provide necessaries of life. Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Happy no.
Happy no. My mom actually has a rule with all of her kids because she's got 4 kids, and she told me.
About one of your
I did. I forgot about the middle one. And basically it was she has this rule that you're allowed to have one abortion and she won't tell your dad
That's amazing.
because
That's
there's like 3
hilarious.
dads separated between the 4 of us.
Nice.
Nice.
Mom's got game.
She does have game. She really does.
so
She is really experienced.
Ah!
She loves good dick. All right.
What birth order are you?
I am the youngest, which is why it feels like I have only child syndrome because my sister moved out when I was 14.
Oh, okay.
So I've had some
I would have put
years.
you like middle or youngest.
Yeah.
Or only.
I would have
Only,
put
right?
I would have put the youngest for sure.
Yeah.
Especially
don't-
because of your relationship with your mom. You're such a like mommy's girl.
She's my best friend.
Yeah. It's legit.
Quite right.
Go on.
Be louder. I've never been good at like people are like, oh, he's totally an only child. I'm like, I don't know. Some people are assholes and some aren't. Like I've met douchebags from all categories and nice people from all categories, and people who are like or like really close with the family or really far from all categories. Like people who are like, oh, he's got an Irish temper. I'm like, you just say that about anyone who's mad.
Yeah.
Just someone with dark skin. You're like, oh, that's that Latino fire, and they're like, I'm Filipino. You're like, oh, Asian persuasion. You're just being
Stereotype
racist.
or anything.
People just want to. People won't just like be like, oh, maybe he's just an angry person.
Yeah,
They're like,
there's-
oh, it's your race.
Yeah, it's like, or you're like,
You have no-
relationship with your mom. You're like, oh, you're pretty close with your mom, probably the youngest. I'm like,
It'd be
I know
sweet.
people who are the oldest who are really close with their mom.
I guess
Yeah.
it's also because I know like she was the only kid at home and lives with her mom now and
It's-
as a single mom. So it's
No, what?
what?
Go on.
Go on.
I just
The
know
four
more
per-
of her history.
The
Okay.
4-person podcast is always interesting because there's always people talking
Over each other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like that. Megan.
Thank you. I'm good at it. I'm good
Damn
at
it.
it.
Again.
It'd be sweet if we could just like, if you just said that stuff, but then you just made up your own stereotype.
I do that all the time.
It'd be like, what are you, Irish? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, man, you must love slides.
Yeah.
You're like, what? And you're like, typical Irishman, just sliding down everything.
You gotta like ask the question first. Just like, you ever go to like the water park? They're like, yeah. You're like, pretty fun, hey? They're like, yeah, like fucking Irish people always do
Yeah.
slides.
I love to. It'd be like opposite from their stereotype. Like no Mexican could love tacos. You have to do like something polar opposite.
That's racist.
I like doing that to people like I've never met, and they say something like, "Ah, that's typical you." And they're like, "What? Like, you don't know me at all."
Or don't I?
Is that typical you? Because it looks like I do know you.
I love doing that at work. We have to get people's phone numbers, and then I like look up their phone number. I'm like, "Hello, Eileen." She's like, "How do you know my name?"
That's so scary.
I also have your address, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen. Say Ferris, great band.
God
The
bless.
best is there's the burger, because Megan and I work together. People don't know, but there's a burger and it's called a Marco Polo burger, and there's this one girl who legit stands at the table and will not give you your burger unless you reply Polo. She just stands and holds it and goes, Marco,
Who is it?
Who's that?
Marco, and she's at the Sherwood store.
That's funny. I
Yeah,
like that.
Until someone says Polo, she will not put the burger
That's
down.
amazing.
Like sometimes she'll be like Marco, and someone's like Polo to put it down, but she'll be like Marco, and someone's like, yeah, it's mine. And she's like, Marco.
I'd
It's like, yeah, right here. She's like, Marco. They're like,
Play my game.
Polo. Puts it down.
That's amazing.
It'd be funny if she would like give everyone else their food and then be like Marco, and then start walking away with it until they, and then like she's just in the bathroom holding it over the toilet. She's like Marco. And then they're like, give me my food. She just drops it in, and she's like, Polo, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg
that
starts
trash
playing.
chicken.
Yeah.
She has sunglasses on.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Sunglasses fall off,
Oh, it's black and white.
and she shoots him in the face.
Yeah. Of course.
That was racially charged, Daniel.
Yeah, because white people are good at shooting people, but so are black people, so it's equal.
It's true.
But so are people in the Middle East because
Of
the
course.
war.
So are the Russians. They have so many guns.
Oh yeah.
The Chinese,
Everyone's
the
good at
Chinese
killing.
started it all.
Turns out everyone's culture murders a bunch of people.
It's true.
At some point.
I don't know if white people have a culture.
The Indians. The Indians only shot bows and arrows, you guys.
Until we gave them guns and then they murdered each other.
Look up the death rates in Canada. This is awkward.
You can tell Megan lives on 118th Ave.
So not
Just
true, but I
kidding.
did come from the north side.
North side. Oh, that's a sketchy area.
You know what? I never knew. Okay, when I first moved to Edmonton, I was like, oh, places for rent. I worked on the north side. I was like, I'm going to get a place on the north side. That makes sense. And then,
typical Slovakians always looking for a deal.
So fun.
so not
I
Slovakian.
don't know what you are at all.
Romanian and German and French.
I just threw a culture out there.
A little bit of
Romanian? You're a
Wait.
gypsy.
I am. I am a gypsy.
Sneaky little gypsies.
Sneaky little head of lettuce, you know what I'm saying?
Ah, that's why you tried to throw a baby at me.
You damn cabbage eaters.
Cabbage.
When did I throw a child?
Your
You guys
kale
ever hear
salad.
that About gypsies?
Oh,
They throw
actually,
babies?
They chuck like a little baby at you so that when you catch it, they rob you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, no word. Okay, these humans exist. I thought that it was like back in the hunt, like when you watched Hunchback of Notre Dame when you were a kid, like Disney movie style.
Esmeralda?
No, those people still exist. I went to
Esmeralda?
Bosnia and I went
Hunchbacks?
to all of them.
Disney
all of them.
characters.
People who go to church.
Yes.
Bell ringers.
All of the above.
Isn't there like one of those guys that cuts people's heads off, an executioner in that movie?
Probably, yeah.
Possibly. I don't think that still happens.
Hey,
But-
you don't know what
ISIS
happened.
videos.
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
gonna say.
it's different, but it's the
touche,
same.
touche.
It's a guy with a mask and like an axe.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Anyway, we went. I was there. I went
We should
twice.
Bring back the guillotine.
I just think you want to start a company that makes guillotines, market it directly to ISIS.
That's hilarious.
Apparently, they're super rich over there.
I thought they were bankrupt now.
Just throws a
I'm
line.
trying
You
to sell
were
guillotines.
so mad. You were like,
Brandon, my
you were
business plan.
already drawing out a.
Who told you that?
Who told you that?
Are you ISIS?
I am.
What?
What?
Are they bankrupt?
Yeah, I heard that they were totally like bankrupt and everything's bad now.
Yeah, that's just what the media wants you to think, bro.
Yeah.
I don't.
That
I
media.
like that the world's like big enough that people are like, yeah, this happened, but really, it's like we don't know. We don't
Yeah.
really know.
We have no
No, we
idea.
have no idea.
It's like every time that always. This was like a weird thing that I didn't know how to feel about. Like when there was like the attacks on France and ISIS was like, that was us. I was like, that probably wasn't them. And I was like, wait, what? Why did I just think that? Like, what an awful thing to think.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, of course they're going to take credit for it because they want you to think
Be
that.
afraid of them.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, the rest of the media is like, oh yeah, absolutely, because they also want you to be afraid of ISIS. Like the North American media wants you to hate ISIS. So now they're both giving credit to ISIS. Meanwhile, there's like a third-party terrorist group that just totally got away with a terrorist attack.
That's the only way people get control is by fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Admiration and fear, as 50 Cent says.
Yeah.
It's true. That's a 50 Cent lyric.
Oh, what?
He
Really?
said it in
Yeah.
the candy shop.
Yeah.
Really?
Respect
Wow.
comes from admiration and fear.
Shit.
50.
50 Cent. 50.
Yo, I need like tree fitty.
Tree fitty?
Or as
like
they
50,
say,
50 Cent
50.
as a tree?
I don't know. I just heard that
Quick
somewhere
question.
once. What's your question?
How many trees
on.
does it take to make
50 cents.
50 Cent
I don't know.
Or in
I don't know.
Zimbabwe, like $2 billion.
to...
Whose joke is that?
Yeah, it's this funny meme that I saw.
Yeah.
Kills me.
Kills her every time. I'm there.
love
Yeah,
it.
yo.
The one where he's like, I have too much time on my hands. It's just a bunch of
Time. Like the spice.
There's another one. It's like, this shit drives me up the wall, and it's a lady in like the fucking wheelchair escalator
Oh
thing.
yeah, I've seen that one. I
Those are
laughed
fun.
so hard at those. I don't know why, but today I saw a truck in an IGA or a Sobeys parking lot that said Acorn stair lifts, and I just started laughing. I was just like, "That's hilarious!" These fucking Acorn stair lifts.
They're driving me nuts. Come on, that was good, right?
That was pretty good.
That was insane.
My buddy used to always do that with like ratchets, like for like working on cars and stuff, or like steering wheels, whatever.
Yeah.
He'd always like grab one and he'd come over and he'd like put it on his ball. He's like, "It's driving me nuts."
That's like your little keychain. You're round to it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Because you ever hear someone say, when I get around to it?
Yeah.
And then he has a little round thing that says "to it" on it.
Aw, damn.
Nice.
Nice.
Today I laughed at something awful. I told
Just
the
today?
two of you. Well, no, yesterday too. Yes, this was funny. I'll tell you that story after. But today, it was really tragic and it's sad. But I think like I don't know. I also watched a Louis C.K. video that he said when people say that's too bad to joke about. It's like that's like saying this disease is too bad to try and cure because that's how some people deal with pain is by joking about it. So I think that's what happened to me today. I just had too many emotions. But what happened, there was a comedian and a booker that passed away, and he was a really good dude. I worked for him like within like a month, like within the last month I've worked for him, and like I had no idea he was even sick, and I guess he was in the hospital and he passed away last night. And there was a bunch of statuses that were like really long statuses about like RIP and like how good a person he was. And in the middle of it, one of my friends who doesn't know this guy was talking about a hockey game that was in second overtime that just said "finally" in capital letters, and that's all it said. So it's just like all this sad stuff like RIP this guy because a bunch of my friends knew him, and then just one that said "finally" and then more that were like "we're gonna miss you."
Oh, no.
And I was just by myself laughing at like, because I knew it was unrelated. It's just like, Happy no.
Pepe, no.
I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Oh my God.
Finally. The thing I laughed at yesterday that was inappropriate. I was taking the bus because I got too drunk the night before and I had to go pick up my truck. So I was taking the bus and I was waiting at a bus stop and there was a disabled lady just yelling at her electric wheelchair. But like she wasn't yelling words. She was just like, "Ah!" like staring at it.
Like the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons.
And then I was like, who is an awful person who would also laugh at this? And so I texted, I don't know if you want me to say his name, so I'll tell you guys afterwards. But it was another comedian. I texted him, and he was like, please tell me she's just standing next to it. Like, she's totally mobile, just gets out of it and starts yelling at it. I was like, no, she's in it.
That kills me when I see like super big people that are in wheelchairs because they just don't want to walk. And I'm like, oh man.
Well, some of
Yeah.
them, like, can't walk, but not because, like, they're physically disabled, but because they're too fat to be able to support their own weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, man, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
It's going to be me.
Because at some
That's
point,
not
that
shy.
becomes a choice, I think.
Squat goals.
No, it does. Me and Tamara had this conversation actually not too long ago about like I really don't believe fat is a body type. Like I believe fat
No.
is a lifestyle. Like that's why when you said like somebody told Simon King that he was fat, I'm like I don't view Simon as fat. And like even I was telling it was like Tamara was like, look at this midriff, and she was like wearing. I'm like I don't even have the confidence to do that. And I was like, but it's awesome that people like love themselves enough, and then you can tell the way that they love themselves by the way that they like
Eat all the time?
All right.
Forever?
No,
Forever.
it's so different.
Never
it's so
stops.
different. Some people just will never be skinny,
Pizza
and it's
for
like you can't be like, hey, you're fatty, and like go fuck yourself because you're fat. And it's like, but I actually like I'm really active and like I don't eat perfect, but like I don't eat that bad. But then there's some people that are just like they don't fucking love themselves. They just eat and just hate themselves.
Well, it's also kind of
They're
like,
like, ugh.
it's also kind of like a misnomer because it's like you have fat, but you are not like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you are fat; it's that you just have excess fat.
Yeah.
It's like you have fingernails, but you are not fingernails.
I am skin.
I am hair.
Like, technically, everyone is skinny because they're covered in skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Touche.
You son of a bitch.
Oh yeah!
Oh, yeah. That's
Like
what I'm
something with
doing.
holes in it is
Fancy.
holy.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
Boom!
Boom shakalaka.
that was funny.
Truth bomb.
Dropping
No, but it's like it's.
What's
The question should be: are you healthy?
That's
and,
what I'm
and
saying.
if you're overweight, you're probably not that healthy.
Or
What's-
like, do you love yourself enough to not fucking eat yourself to death?
Yeah,
Hey.
boom.
Hey guys, what's brown and sticky?
A stick.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Also,
Fuck you guys.
also,
Damn it.
I have these. All
That was
day.
like
I
poop
was-
of some kind. Poop. I don't know.
Poop.
It wasn't poop.
Like poop, brown poop, sticky brown poop.
Poop. What are you? About to switch charades.
Toilet. It's in a toilet. It's poop. It's gotta be poop.
Brown gum.
But also, like, eating yourself to death sounds amazing.
Yeah, like, I'm ready.
Delicious.
Only if it's in like one sitting though. Like over a long period of time,
Yeah,
it sounds
no,
exhausting.
No, it does. I even think if I go on like candy benders, like they last maybe a good 2 weeks where I'm eating shitty and I can't stop myself. Okay, I hate myself. I'm done. Like it feels sick.
Do you eat unhealthy enough that you're surprised you don't have more problems?
Um,
Like, I'm kind of surprised I don't have diabetes yet.
Really? That bad, hey?
Well, like, I used to drink a shitload of pop. Like, I would wake up.
True, your Dr. Pepper obsession.
I used to wake up and I would be like, time for a liter of Dr. Pepper.
Really?
All right, who's the
Ooh,
popular
okay,
one
that's
with their
for, like-
phone not
For,
on?
like,
Oh, that was me.
Forever.
Alex, you skank.
I dropped my phone and it turned
See,
off
and
vibrate.
I don't ever drink pop, but when it comes to like even eating at work, like
Oh.
I'm like, I love cheese sticks. I love
Yeah.
cheese, deep fried cheese. Are you kidding me? Like, put that in my
Oh.
face.
Onion
Want
rings. The onion rings. Oh.
But or sometimes I go on like candy benders.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like,
Like
every
every
day
day?
I eat a pack of Mike and Ike's. Like, you know, or like
That's fine.
It's good. It's good.
and or whatever, a chocolate bar or something, but like every day I let myself have a treat and I'm like, I probably don't need one every day.
For me, it's baked goods.
Yeah,
if it's
I was
like
bad like that too for a while.
if I buy like a dozen of those cookies from like the grocery store that are still like kind of soft, those are gone that
Yeah,
night
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Totally.
And I'm one of those people who's like, I'm only gonna have two, and then I
Oh,
have
me
two,
too.
and
And then
then like
2
3
more.
minutes later, I'm
2
like,
more.
I don't get how
oh,
people
I'm
like.
gonna have 6.
I don't get how people like budget. They're like, if you buy a thing of donuts, I'm like, well, this is what I'm eating tonight. Then.
Yeah.
This is it.
Why
This
would
is
I
it.
keep this in the thing?
But-
It might go bad. I'm gonna eat it right
Yeah.
now.
The thing, I do that with everything too. Like I do that with healthy food. Like if I buy like a head of lettuce and I make a salad that's like the full head of lettuce and like 3 chicken breasts, like I'm eating that
That's so funny.
now.
I used
You
to-
also used
like-
to be like a heifer, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
I
guys
was
should.
big.
Young Alex pictures are so funny.
Oh yeah,
What's a heifer?
like a fatty.
Fat cow.
It's like a
Which
half
I-
a ton.
A heifer's a cow.
Oh God! Do you have pictures?
Yeah.
What's your favorite food tomorrow?
Well, all of it. Sorry.
Although if
Everything except raw onions and arugula. Boom.
I hate raw onions so much.
Right?
I'm
I
with
don't
both
understand
kinds?
them.
I hate all kinds of
Red and
onions in
white?
general.
Yeah.
Red
but
onions?
Red and white.
So good.
Come on, man.
I love the
But-
I
spice.
don't like it.
but
love
in
it.
food or like raw?
Just like an apple.
Ew, who would do that?
Like so many people, man.
Shrek.
There's a
Shrek would
People
do
have a
that.
disease.
there's an actress that can do that.
Oh, goodness.
What's her name? We were talking about this last
Yeah,
time.
there was
What's
an
her name?
actress. She was on like Kimmel, and
She's
she can,
blonde.
She can like eat.
Kate Blanchett.
No,
I don't know who that is.
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
No, I don't know.
I
There's
can't
this
stand
actress.
people who know too much about famous people. So thank you
I know.
guys.
I know. I'm like, I know these names, but I can't put any faces.
I love like
to them.
biographical shit. Like if I read like a book on
I think if
somebody.
it's like sweet stuff that like the Elon Musk stuff is cool, and like
Mm.
some of the stuff like where people came from, like Keanu Reeves,
Oh, yeah.
like how he gave all of his money to the effects teams from the Matrixes,
Yeah.
like that kind of shit's sweet. But like if you know like what sign they are and who they're dating every 2 months, like
yeah.
When it comes to
Fuck
tabloids,
off.
you can all eat shit. Like,
No,
I
there's-
don't care.
There's this actress. I think it was like Kimmel or Fallon, and she was like, "Yeah, I like spicy food." Or no, it was Ferguson. She was like, "I like spicy food. I can eat like an onion, like an apple."
That's crazy.
And so they pulled one out, and she just like ate it. She was like, "Yeah, it's
She
good."
was like, I love it.
just like that.
And
I
I
can eat
just
I can eat
she
a
said.
love
tomato.
this.
I can eat a
Oh.
tomato like a apple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't like
But
tomatoes,
not a-
Dan?
I like tomatoes on stuff, but like a tomato by itself reminds me of like red snot.
Oh,
It's
what?
It's like a booger. It's like a giant big
Oh.
booger.
I
It's
don't-
weird.
I'm not good at like any kind of veggie by itself other than like a carrot.
Oh, yeah.
Ew, really?
I'm like,
I used to-
why?
just
Like,
like-
any kind of bell pepper or
Carrots,
like a
man. Carrots are
tomato.
I don't like them.
Yeah, I
Carrots
can-
are super sweet.
just
There's
a
lot of sugar in
bag of carrots. Yeah.
There it is.
But like eating just like a pep,
What
like
about a
people who
cucumber?
just
I used to just cut the ends off of a cucumber and just eat the whole thing like a fucking hot dog.
no, like why?
Because it's good.
I hate cucumbers.
Now I have to. You see, and it's interesting because as I get older, I can eat fruit until I turn into a fruit. I love fruit.
Yeah.
I have to force myself to eat vegetables.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like people who just eat vegetables like by the handful, other than carrots.
Yeah.
Blend them.
Dip 'em
Blend
in ranch.
Blend them in smoothies.
Quick question about
Yeah.
vegetables. Does it still count as healthy if you drink half a bottle of ranch?
No.
I know.
Just had to double check.
I hate
Just wanted to
ranch.
be really clear.
I'm lucky I don't like most like fatty sauces. Like I can't stand mayo and ranch and shit. But like
I'm judging you.
I just
Like
love
mayonnaise?
sweet things.
Okay.
See, and I don't
I don't-
really care about mayo.
I have to
unless
leave.
It's
You
Chipotle
ever dip your
mayo.
fries in mayo?
Oh, always.
Hello, America. What's up?
Hello. Actually, British
No.
people do
Why?
that.
Sour cream though.
Oh no, why?
It's too sour for me.
I don't understand like blue cheese and sour cream. Like it literally is expired in the name. It's like
It's gone bad. It is wrong. Yeah, I
Well,
love
blue
it.
cheese
If
doesn't
I
have
had
it
to
in the
live
name,
off
it's
of food for the rest of my life, it would be nachos with sour cream.
no,
sour cream and guacamole.
I can't stand nachos. Nachos are the worst appetizer. They're the
Really?
worst bang for your buck.
How come,
They're
Alex?
dry.
Hey.
You watch your mouth.
No,
Whoa,
all you
whoa,
want,
all right,
all
all right,
you
all
want
right.
is the melted cheese. That's all you want on there.
No, that's a lie. That's
It's like
super
a full
lie.
meal. It's all the food groups in one.
It is.
And it's
It's
delicious.
vegetables
You can share
and
it.
cheese.
Disgusting.
Oh.
Hello.
And I can dip it. That's I love dipping things. I don't care what I'm dipping. If there is dip, I'm eating it. Like we had this conversation at D&D the other day. It was like, because somebody brought pretzels. I'm like, who brings
Wait, we need to
pretzels?
get into
Like,
that.
Why do you
Dungeons and
just
Dragons?
why
Yeah.
do you just eat pretzels? It's so weird. But like, if you had a dip for pretzels, I'll eat the whole bag of pretzels because there's dip.
I love pretzels. Just like plain pretzels, delish.
You're just like dancing. You're like trying to tell me something, but you're like, I'm gonna do it.
I
in
like
interpretive
to
dance.
speak with my hands. I just want to be really clear. Anyway,
You like pretzels, Tamara?
I fucking
Tamara's here, by the way. We're
Hello.
all just talking about like.
I'm
ranch and shit.
my name is Tamara. I love pretzels. I love soft pretzels. I like hard pretzels. I like honey pretzels. I like mustard.
I hate mustard.
You
more
don't
than
like
anything on
what?
earth.
Why am I here?
You're like, did you ever watch the CKY movies?
Yes.
You know, do you remember Ray Keon?
Yeah.
They could do with the super long hair, and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
he looks like Terry Evans, but like retarded a little.
Yeah.
Bit. He does.
Yeah.
Ray Keon, he's one of the things he hates is mustard.
Me
He's
too.
like the only thing I hate more than mustard is like period blood.
Ew!
And then for one of the
Gross.
pranks,
I like
one of the
period blood
pranks-
better than mustard.
One of the pranks, they just dump mustard on this guy, and he freaks.
I would
out.
lose it.
It's hilarious.
I remember when I was like 13, there was like these kids that I used to skateboard with, and we would skateboard and they would smoke cigars, and we were like all 13, so we thought we were sweet, and then we like started playing poker, and we were playing poker and smoking cigars, and they were like, we didn't
Nice.
have money though, so we were just like, whoever loses has to drink like a mystery drink,
Oh,
and we were like,
that's the worst.
yeah, and then I lost, and I was like, you can do whatever the fuck you want, just don't put mustard in there, which immediately
Of
they
course.
put all the mustard in there. And so I went to drink, and I smelled it, and I was like, no, I'm not drinking that. And then they all, like, were trying to drag me upstairs to, like, force me to drink it. And I got, like, rug burn, and they were
Whoa.
fucking, like, punching me, and I was like, I'd rather this than drink the mustard drink.
That's outrageous.
It was better.
That's commitment to
You don't put it on hot dogs or anything like
No,
that?
it's a nightmare. I don't understand why anyone would drink it, or eat it, or
It's
do
tart.
anything
It's
with it.
definitely tart for sure.
It's
But
fucking
It belongs
disgusting.
on certain things.
No, it
like
doesn't. It belongs on
sandwiches and
nothing.
Hot dogs.
Nope. Nope. Mustard on fucking ham? Like, why are you ruining ham?
Because ham sucks.
Oh, ham is the
I was
best.
like, ham-
Somebody
Ham
said
is the second best meat.
like
Oh my
ham
God,
is
what's the
basically
part?
skin.
Chicken. Dark meat
Oh,
chicken.
Think
you're
about it.
messed
It's
up.
skin. Ham is skin.
Turkey.
You're eating skin.
You ever eat the skin of chicken?
Have you actually
Never.
ever eaten
What?
pig skin? It's fucking weird.
I don't-
It's so creepy.
What's it called? It's like menudo or something.
I
right?
when I went to Bosnia, they
The
actually like
tripe?
spit roasted a pig,
Yeah.
and they love it. They
I spit
eat it,
roasted
like,
a pig once.
Ooh.
That's not true. Sorry, that's not true.
It's crazy too because they cut it in like it's all in squares. Like the whole pig is just like one big Rubik's cube, and you just like take sections and you just shove that in your
Oh,
trash. can.
yum.
It's like it is
I
so
think it's called
bad.
tripe or
Yeah?
menudo or something.
Tripe is intestine.
Okay, then it's like menudo or something.
I want it. I want all of it in my face, gullet.
I
But they
made them
put
put
like
an
the
apple.
back
I made them
fat,
put
and
an
then they
apple.
always like take the skin with it, and then like if they don't make it properly, there's little like hairs on it when you're eating
Yeah,
it.
it's super creepy.
Ooh.
Oh, I can't believe you.
Ooh, I don't
want
like it.
It
that.
was too much. Like it made me not like ham ever.
Yeah.
Ham is the best. Ham's the shit.
Turkey.
Turkey,
And
totally.
then wild meat.
Like I don't know. I like bacon the most of pork products.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
not like a
Who
big
doesn't?
ham guy.
No.
Oh, ham is the shit.
The only part of pigs
It's
that I
alright.
actually really care about is like I do like a pork chop, but Bacon, I could go without it. No.
Well, turns out you're the Antichrist. I didn't know that about you.
I don't like bacon either.
What? Don't lie.
Why
Tanner.
are you?
I swear, I don't.
lie.
I don't like bacon strips. I don't like back bacon. I don't like it.
Like, why are you here?
Okay,
That was a
I'll
good
tell you.
question.
Okay, here's the
Bacon
thing.
bits? Do you like bacon
I
bits?
do like bacon bits.
Chocolate covered bacon?
No,
Yeah.
never.
Soda jerks have
never
that.
tried
So
it.
good.
So it's not very. Have you ever had candied bacon? Is weird.
I'm not
Candy
anti-bacon.
bacon's delicious.
Like, I don't not like
Yeah.
bacon, but like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to put it on things
Or to
like
impress
buy
it.
it in a squeeze tube
Or to take it
brush
out
my
to
teeth
dinner
with.
for sure.
Have you guys heard that like bacon and pumpkin spice is one of the most like
Overrated bullshit.
no, it's one of the it's one of the new like arguments for like pro and anti-feminists. Because,
What?
Like because like people are like, oh, when men like bacon, it's sweet and manly and awesome, but when women like pumpkin spice, it's stupid and overplayed. I'm like, they're both.
Stupid.
People
and
love them
overplayed.
both too much.
Yeah.
Just relax on
That's
everything,
super
guys.
Oh
true.
my god.
That's
That
so
is
true.
We're
dumb.
running
That
out-
was
I think we're running out of things to argue.
well. That
about.
was one of the
That's
documentaries.
exactly it. Oh man, have you guys seen Patton Oswalt's new special?
No, not yet.
It is so good,
Yeah, his
and he
wife
pretty
died.
much. What?
What?
His wife died.
That
Really?
sucks,
Yeah.
Oh no.
actually.
His wife died like the day the special came out.
That's super messed
Whoa.
up.
That's a weird day.
I was like,
That
It's
is
a weird day
You're
for everyone.
Might have been like the day before, but I've been making this super.
That's still a weird day.
Yeah.
like I love you just put that. You're like, Patton Oswalt's wife died.
In other news, Patton Oswalt's wife died. Back to
No,
you
I have
at
this,
the
like-
town fair, Steve. He's like,
Steve's like, what the fuck?
I have this like shitty know-it-all thing about me where like you say someone's name and my mind like pulls
You
up
just go,
all the information I know about them.
unnecessary
Like
information.
Patton Oswalt, born 1952, his wife's 46, she died. He came up with a special. Like he was in King of Queens and this movie where he fucked Charlize Theron and he had crushes. Like just
That's awesome.
yeah.
100%.
It was super good, but he covers that. He talks about how like
His
pretty
wife
much-
died?
No, he talks like he makes us.
Predicting the future? Like, we're having to launch an investigation.
No, not quite. He
Word to the wise. Never predict your own wife's death. Sorry.
No, that's funny. No, he talks pretty much. He's like, we seriously are running out of fucking issues to talk about if you guys are this bent out of shape over gay marriage. Like,
Yeah.
let the bitches love each other.
Let the
Like, he's
bitches-
like- and he gives like two examples of like.
Fucking
you know,
bitches.
He gives two examples of like the kind of people that would oppose, and it's super funny.
It's, yeah. That pumpkin spice thing, that was another one of the documentaries I watched that I was like, oh, this one's dumb.
I like pumpkin spice.
Yeah, pumpkin spice is great.
Pumpkin spice is my favorite thing in the world.
It's fine.
Are you gonna
It's really good.
But-
backpack across the country to have a pumpkin spice latte?
Sure.
No.
No.
I'd backpack across the country for like most reasons. That sounds fun.
Really? What is wrong with you?
What?
We are two different people, Alex.
Yeah, apparently.
You and me are not in love.
You don't
like
wanna-
us.
Yeah, you are.
No, we are not.
So
Opposites attract, Tamara. God.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, I respect you as a
No.
person, but I don't like anything you stand for. I just want to be very clear. Just want to be very clear. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
This is not gonna happen.
I have gone too
I
far.
respect that. You're,
Alex.
you're the first person to ever say that to me. Most people will just avoid saying that at all costs.
There's
Never.
a few people like that in the scene that feel like that about Alex, probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who feel that about me.
Nobody has the guts to say.
Yeah, Tamara,
No,
find
you're
me
just not
one
allowed on
person.
their shows.
Yeah. Oh, we all know what we were talking about.
No.
Happy no.
That will never get old to me.
It's really good. Hey,
Yeah.
it's a really good one.
Oh yeah.
Like one of my best.
Oh yeah.
9 out of 10.
Do you know what's funny? Will Hannigan, multiple time guest on this show, had a joke for a long time, and the punchline was both.
Yeah.
Because there was a girl didn't know that menthol cigarettes and regular cigarettes gave you cancer. She thought it was just regular cigarettes, and he told her menthols do, and she went both. So literally for like 2 months, every time any comedian ever said like two things, someone would just go both.
So good. Fucking love
And
that.
Will was telling me, he's like, whenever he says the word both and he's not around comedians, he like gets thrown off for someone not saying it back to him. Like it's got like that.
It's that ingrained
love
in
it.
his like memoir.
So
I
he's
love
like,
that.
yeah, I didn't know if I wanted the chicken or the beef, so I just had both. And then someone doesn't go both. He's just like, oh, I was about to get defensive. Sorry, guys.
So it's a fight. Do you think that like like stand-up comics are like a type of bullies on the internet.
Oh yeah,
I
but
think,
in a good way. Not
Like in a fun
I
way.
think it's more like a filter. They're more like, I think they're more a little bit more critical thinking. Some of them are just like fucking idiots, like the rest of the population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not that the rest of the population is like that, but like you're always
There's
gonna
always a number of people that
you're
are
always
dumb.
gonna have the idiots, but like I think
If you take any group of people like nurses or like waiters or car salesmen, anything, there's going to be a portion of them that are fucking
But do you,
idiots.
do you say that in the sense that like because the moment a comic posts something silly or whatever gives room for like criticism, like comics jump on that shit so quickly and like bug them, but it's out of good fun. It's not like I'm being malicious and a bully.
This
I
is
also don't really think that like if someone's like, I got bullied, it's like, well, what do you mean?
yeah.
Like what is that now? Now it's just like, hey, I don't agree with you. People are like, stop bullying me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be like you had to kick the
Oh,
shit out of
dude.
people and stuff them in lockers.
But
you know? Like,
the thing is, people always say that about comedians. Like people are like, oh, comedians are harsh or whatever. The group of friends, like the people that you met earlier that are here, are way more malicious than like any of the comedians I know. Like
Yeah.
the shit that I went through, the people making me drink mustard growing up,
Yeah.
like those guys were way worse
Oh yeah.
than any comedians that I hang out with.
Well, and I mean, I think like comedians just love like I love like even like Labuki's birthday or whatever. I was like, hey, it's your birthday, nobody gives a shit, like you know, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. That I'm like that. I just find that funny. Like I don't obviously I'm saying happy birthday, but I'm like, go fuck yourself. I don't know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
But it's like, but it's all in good fun. Like I'm, you know,
Yeah.
I find people, oh, that kills me when people are like, oh, like I was bullied. Like there's a girl that I have to bartend with, and it kills me. She's, I'm like, hey, like that's not how you do that. And she's like, oh, you're always poor. I'm like, fuck, it's
I think
just
I know
simple,
exactly what
man.
you're
It's
talking
just
about.
simple. And like because they're new, and there's another person I try to help out too, and I'm like, hey, like. This is super easy if you do it like this because he was struggling with it. And he's like, oh, thanks. Like, I really appreciate that. I'm like, why can't everybody just respond
Yeah.
that way? That's amazing. Like, you want to learn, I want to help you. And, like, when I
Yeah.
can learn, I want you to help me. Like, that's just how that goes. I'm not jumping down your throat and attacking you. Like, this is not personal, dude. Like,
Yeah.
some people, though, just like babies.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of grown babies in our
If
society.
people are just
now.
taking shit too personally.
Yeah.
It's like way too personally.
Yeah, it kills me. It's not my style. I was very much like, I honestly can think of one time in my life where my dad was like, I love you. And I was like, that's weird. Like, you don't have to say that. You know that,
Stop.
right? Like,
Stop it.
You know? So when people are like, oh, like, I had it so hard, I'm like, I don't know what that means, really. Like,
Yeah.
unless you were touched by your parents, like, nah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The bullying thing.
you don't
it's-
get to say shit unless you got molested.
I don't know. Whenever I hear like a bullying story, though, I'm like, oh, I thought that was like
Did you get bullied?
depends who you ask.
Did someone pick on you ever?
Yeah, my brother beat the shit out of me every single day. Him and his friends used to make fun of me and like wouldn't let me play with them, or like they'd invite me down to like they'd hang out. We had our Xbox in the basement, so they like bring me. They'd like let me come hang out with them in the basement, basically, so they had someone to pick on.
Oh.
And like I
assholes.
was like, oh, I'm included in the fun, and then I'd end up crying.
That's
And,
where I
like-
learned that negative reinforcement was better than no reinforcement. And then I learned that that was bullshit.
Yeah, it was, and then like there was.
I'd rather get punched than ignored.
Like, at least he's touching me, not in any good ways. Just kidding.
No, or like it was
This feels good and weird.
Yeah. Man, I had, in junior high, my first knee surgery, I had girls circle me at the mall and kick my crutches out from underneath me and throw them in the dumpster.
What?
We used to do
2
that
days after surgery.
every time someone came to school on crutches. One of our friends would kick them out at some point because
Oh,
it
yeah.
was hilarious to watch a dude in a cast fall
Okay,
down.
but that was like, it's like their friends. These were chicks that were like, I'm gonna ruin your life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna make junior high really sad for you. Like, I legitimately hid in the corner of a classroom where you couldn't see it from the hallway because I was like, I'm gonna get tasered by the kids that stole a taser. And like, I hid so many times. I was like, I need to eat my lunch in the tiniest corner possible.
Oh man, that sucks balls.
And I was like, in my head, that's why when I started fighting, I was like, oh man, I could punch somebody. This is amazing. Like, and I never wanted to punch anybody, but like I wanted to know that I could.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you have?
I wanted to know I could.
This is interesting. This
You
is
ever
like
punched
a.
someone?
Yes, I gave my brother a black eye because he tickled me, bitch.
jump.
This is gonna be a fun roundtable question that I
Okay.
want to see. This is like me doing psychology.
Woo!
Has
Also,
anyone?
Alex is not a professional
Yeah,
psychic.
yeah,
There
not
you
at
go.
all.
have
So-
no.
But have you had the dream where you're punching someone, but like your punches go soft,
Yeah.
like it doesn't hurt?
Your fights, yeah, you can't fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have.
Yeah.
Megan,
No.
Tamara.
Have I like? No. Yeah. No.
What about where you're trying to run really fast and you can't move?
Oh, I've had that.
I had a dream.
I had that a couple days ago.
Yeah, me too. I had a dream last night that I
dream
was
is the worst.
being chased by a guy with a shopping cart and I didn't make it, and then I woke up and I almost
In a
peed.
shopping
I
cart.
almost peed my bed. I almost peed my bed. Let's
That's
be
the
real.
most
Whoa.
uncomfortable dream.
Whoa.
That's honestly my most uncomfortable dream is trying to run away and you're like running in slow mo and everybody else is. I used to have this dream for some reason where we were like leaping like forests
Yeah.
and I was like leaping in slow mo and everybody else was chasing me full force.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
See, the one I had a little while ago wasn't even being chased. I was racing someone. Like it was competitive. I don't know if it's a competitive thing that's going on in my head, but like I always want to be better than everyone.
Did
like
you win in the dream?
I kept not being able to move my right leg. So I would like take a bound on my left leg and then my right leg would like drag and then I'd like bound and so like I kept and it was a guy that I was like, I know I'm faster than this guy. I know the dude who it was. It was and I don't know why. I don't know what happened that day that like had me in my mind in contest with this dude. And it's like a guy that I like. He's a friend of mine. But for some reason I was in contest with this guy in my head. And so in my dream I was like, I know I should beat this guy, but I couldn't. And it was so frustrating. And I woke up like mad. And I had to go, like my alarm went off. And I had to go about the rest of my day. And I was already upset at the beginning of
That's
the
the
day.
worst.
It's like when you have a sex dream about somebody that you know, and then you like see them, and you're like
Like your
why do
mom?
I? That's a fucking enough. I am upset with you. But it's like when you have a sex dream about somebody, and you like see them again, and you're like, whoa, you're hot all of a sudden. What's that all about? And you feel like obligated to like
Okay.
them.
This tells me a lot about
That's
information I know
things
about
Alex
you,
is
Sarah.
trying.
Listen, don't do this. Don't say names.
That's why I got a real good crush on Rosie O'Donnell.
Fucking love Rosie O'Donnell. She was my favorite. I felt like I could relate to her as a chubby
Okay,
child.
Rosie
I-
O'Donnell talk show, amazing.
It's so
Dude.
true. I was so
So
sad.
And
good.
when
then
I was
when
I-
she
like,
came
I'm
out,
a
my
lesbian,
parents
I
were like,
can't be a
not allowed
talk
to watch
show
that
host
anymore.
Really?
Yeah, you should meet my parents. Well, my dad. You should meet my dad.
I
I
meet your dad.
saw a show where Rosie O'Donnell was talking about lap band surgery and how important it was, and this going back to the other thing made me hate her forever. Forever, like, because she was like, you know, if you can't get past that weight, like, and you've done everything, and you just can't do it, then the lap band surgery is the only option. I'm like, no, it's not. There's no way that proper diet and exercise doesn't work for you. It's impossible for that to not work for you. It's like literally you can do the science behind the chemical reactions going on in your body, and proper diet and exercise will make you lose weight. If you intake a certain amount of calories and output a certain amount of calories, your body has to lose that weight.
I don't
It's
know.
impossible for it to not. So to be like, some people need this surgery, I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah. That's such a, you know what?
Rich enough and cunty enough to afford it and do it, and that's why you did it. Don't act like it was the only fucking option.
Yeah.
You spoiled
But
fuck.
you know, I went to a really cool motivational speaker when I was like 14. My mom made me go, and she talked about like women's body types and stuff. And she's like, some of us are born Chihuahuas, and some of us are born Bulldogs. And like a Bulldog's never gonna be a Chihuahua, and a Chihuahua's never gonna be a Bulldog. It just doesn't.
Yeah, but a
have it.
bulldog doesn't need its fucking stomach stapled.
True, but I know people.
No, but they
I
need
honestly.
C-sections because they're narrow birthing hips.
True. That's true. Isn't that pugs?
No, pugs have the breathing thing.
Yeah.
Bulldogs, you have to go in for a C-section.
That's crazy. I
'Cause
didn't know
they're-
that.
Is that real? I thought that was
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
joke.
This is
They're
Mr. Random
inbred.
Facts. He just warned us.
They're inbred.
Do you
They
know-
can't give birth to properly.
I think this was
That's
in.
so fucked up,
Yeah.
actually.
I don't know what this. It was in a Richard Dawkins book I read, maybe. Yeah, it was definitely in a Richard Dawkins book. But all dogs come
Go
from.
to heaven. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go to heaven. They come from.
Have 9
I
lives.
think it's foxes.
No.
It's like they thought.
Well, wolves.
No, they thought it was. Oh yeah, I think
It's
it is wolves.
wolves. It
But
is
they thought
wolves.
it might have been wolves and foxes and coyotes and stuff. But it's only wolves.
Yeah.
It's only one of them.
Yeah.
There's a sweet new hybrid in BC where big boy coyotes are seducing little female wolves, and now you're getting coyote wolf mixes.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I did
so they're
hear
like
about that,
they're
actually.
super crafty and they work together like super well. They're also kind of like scavengers, but they're like really strong and stuff.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's exciting.
What were we
Also,
talking
like,
about?
slightly
I want
dangerous.
to actually just go back 5 minutes and ask, why did you ask about the punching thing?
Oh, because you were saying that you never wanted to punch someone, but you wanted to know that you could.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, because that was the dream that popped into my head, was the punching one and the racing one. It's like I never feel the need to be told I'm better than people, but I
Yeah.
always want to feel like I am better than people.
It shows.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thank you.
So real.
I know that it does.
No, you know, it's interesting because it's not something that I like about myself necessarily, but even like tonight and stuff, like I have to it's interesting with comedy because I got into comedy because I needed something to challenge myself and put myself outside my comfort zone and to like replace fighting because I couldn't do that with my knee and stuff for the time being.
How long were you fighting for?
4 years, but that included like lots of injuries.
Okay.
Like 2 blown out knees and a broken foot.
But like 4 years, like in a row, or do you mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, I started, let's say, well now I guess it would have, the last 2 years I've been dealing with this last knee surgery that didn't go good, but up until that it was 4 years straight of, like,
Okay.
I fought, like, I trained super hard for
So it's like
just,
2010 to 2014.
yeah.
Okay, and then you started
Yeah,
doing comedy,
that would
and
be exactly it actually.
then you started
um,
comedy in 2014
Yeah,
to basically replace fighting.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
I,
that's an interesting replacement.
It is, you know, but it was interesting because tonight after the show, Bronson like said, "Are you actually a fighter?" And I was like, "Yeah, like that's my heart." And he said, "That's really cool." He's like, "Yeah, like you can tell, like you play it off like you're a pretty chick, and people don't expect you to be a fighter." And he's like, "You do that well, like going from like the boxer joke to like." Talking about guys going down on you, which is hilarious, and I was like, oh, I really like thanks, you know. But he's like, it's a good balance where it's like you're still a feminine comic without being too raunchy, but also like being like a tough women.
Yeah.
Not
It'd be
just,
funny if he
So-
was like, he's like, you come off as this like pretty feminine comic, but really like you're an ugly boxer. So,
Yeah.
like,
Perfect.
Thanks. Rick.
yeah. But the more accurate description was when that guy said you looked a little slow and your face was kind of fucked up.
Didn't you bring
So
it
what-
back too?
Yeah, snowboarding.
So what were you gonna say isn't something you like about yourself? You're like, you don't like this about yourself?
Oh, yeah. In regards to, like, tonight and stuff, like, I have that competitive edge where I'm like, I didn't get into comedy to be better than people. The same way I didn't get into fighting to be better than people
I
or
did.
stronger than people. I love fighting, and I do love comedy. And I have to remind myself that I do it for, like, the community aspect and challenging myself and making myself a better person, not to, like, be better than other people.
Oh no, I do it all to be better. When I was in fighting, it was just so I could beat the shit out of someone. When I was in football, it was so I could win champion. Yeah,
Boxing, right?
yeah.
See, and I just want to be great. Like I really do at something.
Me
And,
too,
like,
which means I
fighting
have
is-
to be better than other people.
For sure, but is that what drives you?
No.
Or,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah?
absolutely.
I disagree.
See, and like mine is like I just love being better than I was yesterday. Like I love. Like that's I think.
That's
why-
fine, but if you were shit yesterday, you're still shit today, and
No,
that's
you know
not what I want
It's
to be.
No, because
Just try
I'm
to
very.
maintain. Just
Yeah,
stay
just-
on a nice. Don't go up. Don't
Even
go down.
kilter.
Don't do whatever.
As long as I don't die, but I'm not rich.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
long as I always plateau.
Yeah, that's it. Doing okay. I'm alive.
Medium.
You have holes in your armpits.
Do I? Don't look at them. I only shaved one armpit.
How come, Tamara? How come you got into comedy?
Oh,
'Cause you're doing the least amount of time out of all of us, I think.
it's very true. A year and a
You're a
month.
little baby.
I'm a babber. I'm a babber for sure.
Closer.
I really want it to be a real word.
This is a child.
This is
No,
a
it's
child,
babber.
you asshole. Get out of here,
I
Tamara.
don't know what a babber is, but
It's a baby.
not
A
this.
badger
Okay,
baby.
anyway,
Can I
it's a
hold your
badger
babber?
babber. Can I hold your babber? I got into comedy 18. I wasn't sure what to do with my life. I'm a visual artist as well.
Oh yeah, you draw like, a shitload.
I like do whatever, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you know you are really good.
I really
You
am.
draw.
Yeah, I draw
You
and
paint?
I paint. Mainly paint and some drawing in there. Anyway, so I got out of high school and I was a theater kid and an improv kid, and I saw a Facebook status from a girl, Karina Morton, who I went to high school with, and she was like, "Hey, like we always need female comics," and I was like, "Whoa, I'm a lady."
Not true.
Okay.
You never. Just
I
kidding.
am
Go
so
on.
mad. I am so mad right now. I'm not. It's fine. It's
It's a
fine.
joke.
Listen.
It's
It's
just a
a
little
joke.
joke. It's
It's
just
a
a little
joke. It's a joke. Anyway, back to the reality.
Do you think they're kissing in the kitchen?
I think they're kissing
Just
in the
kidding,
kitchen.
both
Just kidding.
boyfriend,
The
girlfriends.
boyfriend,
Okay.
girlfriends, hot dogs. Long story short,
Kissing the
I
hot dogs.
saw. Okay, that's it.
That's how you kiss hot dogs?
Yeah, that's how I kiss people. That's why I'm single.
Okay. Sorry. Go on with your story.
Anyway, I was 18, wasn't sure what to do with my life. I was really bitchy and angry because I was
What?
in retail. I was in retail
Oh, yeah,
for
that
like,
makes
and then
sense.
my life
Okay,
was
that
dying,
makes
and then somebody made a status and was like, we need female comics, and I was like, well, I'm a lady and I like to tell lots of jokes. I like to
Was
be
that
the.
the first time you realized you were a lady?
That was the first ever time.
You looked down and you're like,
I was
whoa,
like,
I
what
can
are
do
these?
this.
I was like, there are boobs here. I said, what are those?
I in my crotch.
And then I met Karina up. I met her up. And she was like, yeah, here are the rules. Basically, don't go over your time. Don't be an asshole. And I was like, okay, I don't know what you're saying. I'll try my best. And then I did
You were
con.
like, "Fuck
And
you."
I was like, fuck you, bitch. And then my
bullshit.
the room bullshit. Why you ain't laughing at my jokes, y'all?
You audience members suck.
I fucking hate you. That's how I sound also.
Empress, more like
Buttholes.
Buttholes.
Oh, tempura.
Temp.
Sorry, what? I just love tempura.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Fucking love tempura shrimp.
Okay.
Oh, broccoli.
Yam tempura.
Of course,
Oh, so
100%.
good. Yam and broccoli's my
Okay.
fave.
Yeah. We used to at Red Robin. We used to when I was managing. We used to make a little bit extra tempura.
Whoa,
and
yeah.
we'd bring in some chocolate bars.
God bless.
What?
Roll them in some
Big
flour.
Deep fried
Roll 'em in.
chocolate
Deep fried Mars
bars.
bars.
How
Red
dare
Robin.
you? But like also really
We
happy.
put them in the
We
fish
should
fryer.
try that.
So that's where
Ooh.
tempura goes.
That's so
love
funny.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway,
Go on.
I've been doing
Fries.
I started doing stand-up comedy, and it was I love making people laugh. And in the beginning, it was really
Yeah, you're really good at it. By the way.
oh
Yeah,
thank
you
you
are.
so much, thank you.
I'm making people laugh, not comedy.
Yeah, of course. I just wanted to be very clear. I still hate
Exactly
you,
the same
Alex.
thing.
I still hate you.
That's what happens when anybody shows any kind of confidence
It's
around
true.
comics. We're all just like,
True.
we're gonna shit on
We're
you.
gonna
Yeah.
make you feel
Yeah.
like
We're
shit.
gonna lift you up and then crush
And
your
then crush.
soul.
That's what you do, though.
That's why
No.
people talk to Alex the way they talk to him.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because he's a butthole. What?
Yeah, it's true.
Also, kind of looks like Nick Lachey if he dyed his hair brown.
Boom.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Booyakasha.
Yeah.
Or Aaron Carter.
Inuyasha.
No, Nick Carter, not Nick Lachey.
Nick Carter? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Carter's.
Nick
Yeah.
Carter
How do I crush his soul?
from Aaron Carter.
Yeah. Now that I've got that confidence.
Kaka.
Okay,
Watch Rush Hour.
I wanna
Carter.
Kaka.
Oh, I
want to touch on something because I know your opinion on this, Megan, and I like it. And Dan, I'm pretty sure I know yours.
Go on.
But Tamara,
Mine
I
changes-
do
Hi,
not have
Alex.
your
Mine changes every
opinion
day.
on
Hi,
it.
Alex. What's up?
So you said there was a status that was like, we need more female comics.
Okay.
How do you feel about that term? Because in my head, I'm like, that is so frustrating because it seems like the same people who are like, I don't want my gender to define me,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be set as a female comedian, are the same ones who are like, we need more female comics, and I want an all-female show,
Yeah.
and like we need more women in this scene, but they're the same ones who are like, well, don't call me a female comic.
Yeah.
And it's like, I
Also,
just...
we're not talking about anyone in particular.
No.
Just
It's
a heads
even
up.
like Bill Burr has that interview where they go, "How do you feel?" It was at the Just for Last festival. They said, "What about female comics?" And then he's literally was like, "Why does it matter what's between your legs?" He's like, "Just be undeniable and you won't be denied," which is a Barry Katz quote. And
Ari Shaffir has one too, where it's like, don't or be so good that they can't not see you.
yeah,
It's, Steve
which
Martin. Steve Martin quote.
Yeah.
which I'm totally like. I think female comics, if they're good, are great, and if they're not good, they're shit. Male comics, if they're good, they're great. If they're not good, they're shit.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
So
matter.
they can't ignore you.
And I like that there's a lot more. Like me and Megan were even talking about that today on the show tonight. Almost, what was it? Half the comics were female.
6 out of 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's great. It's fine.
And when we
but
talked about it the other day, like I mean, on my standpoint has always been like I never wanted to be a good fighter for a girl. Like I don't want to be, hey, you're really good at snowboarding for a girl. You're really good at comedy for a girl. It's like why can't I just be friggin' good at it? Like, why can't I just be good? Like, I so badly hate, like, that distinction of, like, you're good for a girl. It's like, so does that mean I'm not good for a guy, like, in comparison, you know?
Yeah. So my question, I guess, is do you think it's fair for people to say things like, we need more female comics, but then get upset when female comics are treated differently?
No, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's
Do you
fair.
think female comics should be treated differently?
No.
Do you
That's
think
why me
then...
and
I
Tamara
think
are
that
friends,
they-
you guys.
I think-
don't know if you
I think
know.
that,
This is me and Tamara are friends.
yeah, I think that
the same about this stuff.
female comics are treated differently, for sure, in this society, and
Yeah,
that's
but do you think part of the problem is that it's them going, don't call me a female comic? Because if someone went, our next male comedian, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's weird.
yeah.
I would.
Well, yeah.
If
I would
someone's
be like,
like,
that's weird.
this dude, this guy's a pro. I'm like, you don't. who
Like, don't
cares?
talk about
Everybody's
Yeah.
gonna see that I'm a guy when I walk on stage. We're
Yeah, yeah,
fine. Yeah.
it. No, I think that I can't I won't lie and say that I don't take advantage of it either, though. You know, when you go into a show and they're like, oh, you're up because you're a lady, it's like, oh, fuck yeah, more stage time. But it's also like,
Yeah.
It's
don't,
kind of ridiculous
you know,
to be like, no.
yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
not taking
over
that
it.
because I'm a girl.
But I've had
Yeah.
I've had female comics say to me like, the scene is really unwelcoming, and it's all about what you put out there,
Yeah.
because everybody has been so warm and welcoming to me,
if
and
you're warm and welcome to people. they
exactly
can't not be
exactly,
that
and it's
bad.
not
But I guess that's more my question, sorry to go back, is because you're saying you're taking advantage of it, which is fine.
Yeah.
But there's people, and not just in the Edmonton scene, but that I've heard of in comedy scenes in general, where they go, well, they should put me on because I'm a woman.
yeah.
But then they're also the same people who are like,
Don't call me a
don't
woman.
treat me differently because I'm a woman.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Can
I
you-
think that's unfair. I think that you need to figure out your viewpoint, and then speak
Yeah.
like as a person, like not just women comics and not just male comics. I mean,
People
like
in
as a
general.
human being, figure out your fucking life. Because it's hard. Because when you do that, you don't feel like, it doesn't feel authentic. And I think that it's not authentic when you're like, don't treat me different because I'm a woman, but also put me on all your shows because that's not fair.
Yeah.
And that's giving me two different sides of the story. What are you trying to be?
Yeah.
You know, I think that it's really important. No, I think that it's unfair for people to play both sides,
Yeah.
because we all talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, we all talk about when
No,
people.
we never do.
We would never talk.
Ken Hicks actually said something really cool yesterday, and this is the only part that I do somewhat understand. Was he went down to a competition or something? Yeah, it was I want to say like a scouting festival competition thing down there. I can't remember which one
Like
it
Boy
was.
Scouts?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. There's a contest for Boy Scouts.
Scouting,
they're
yeah,
tying
lots of
knots.
scouting happened. There was lots of baking and camping. No, but it's a booker that why can't I think? I'm the worst when it comes to like the pressures on.
It's okay. We don't want you dropping
Yeah,
names
this
anyways.
is true.
For if
So-
it's going to be a negative.
No,
comment towards
no.
you.
It's a great. No, it's honestly, it was super solid. So it's a chick. She's a booker. She, what is it? 46. I think 46 weeks out of the year. She has like 25 guys that have been with her for like 25 years.
Yeah.
Like they have all been with her and they've been super loyal and they're great comics. They're great to work with. They're great to her. She's great to them. So 46 weeks out of the year is given to those guys.
Yeah.
So she has like, what is it? Eight weeks left in the year. And she goes, 6 weeks left in the year. She goes, 4 of those are like traveling acts, like big guys that are coming through. Like, let's say Bill Burr's in the area. We're going to get him on stage, blah, 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 blah. She books all like the colleges and stuff for the East Coast. And,
Says Zoe.
like I said, I wasn't really paying
She
attention
books
to names.
No,
But I was-
not the JFL check.
What stuck to me was like, because this white guy, like you said, like I would, as this X Factor, it was like just a white male comic. She was like, why should I give you those last 2 weeks? Like, who are you to get those last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And she goes, truthfully and honestly, I'm looking for a black man that doesn't swear his face off, and I'm looking for a half decent female comic. And she's like, because we have 40 or 50 weeks out of the year, it's white male comics, and
Yeah.
it's refreshing to see something different. And in that regard, I understand, but it's not like a good female comic. It's like I just want to see something other than a white male comic.
Yeah.
And I get to
But
that.
why-
To me, is like what. But I
also,
don't.
why does that matter?
I 100% agree. When
I want to see a funny comedian.
that's exactly it. And
Yeah.
if realistically, at the end of the day, if you think anybody in the audience gives a shit about what the look of the person on stage is, they care if you're a character that is enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
That is it. Like,
Yeah.
it does not matter. You
And,
can
like-
be fat, skinny, white, black, yellow. I don't care. Like, if you entertain me, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, I don't know, we might catch flack for like, because we're all straight white people, and they seem to be catching flack anytime they talk about like marginalized groups.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna say, like, if you,
Well, that's
if you,
why I was trying to keep it female because we've got two
Yeah,
females for the
yeah.
perspective here.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you are the funnier comedian, I'm gonna see you 10 times out of 10, as opposed to somebody that is less funny but like a dude or something. You know, like I'm gonna pick Maria Bamford over like a lot of other male comics and
Yeah.
to like, I don't know, Bill Burr or like T.J. Miller or Louis C.K. someone I love. You know. Like,
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're funny, I think.
Yeah.
I wish that it was all just like who's the
I
funniest, but then people are gonna be like, well, how do you judge comedy?
Well,
It's
that's-
like, oh, never mind.
That's the other thing that I want to get
It's personal.
down to in the argument is I think that's part of, and this is whatever, part of it holding it back is that can't just be the criteria because of there's going to be some underlying shit that comes out underneath. It's like, why is the judgment not just who's the funniest, who's the best at the job, who's the best at whatever it is?
Yeah.
How is that not the only judgment? And people go, well, there's always going to be prejudice and there's always going to be, advantage. And I'm like, well, can we work on, if everyone as a society just went, oh, we're just going to pick the best,
Yeah.
then we would weed it out ourselves. We wouldn't need all this criteria and all this fucking labeling.
Well,
Like,
that's unfortunately, like, society continues to do that to itself, where, like, we're always accommodating to the lowest common denominator. Like, you
Yeah.
dummy prove something, and then somebody proves that they can be dumber than that, and so we have to lower the standard again and again and again and again.
which, like I was talking about the documentary Hot Coffee, and I was like, God, this is such a bad documentary. It's so shitty. And there's this story at the end of it, and this is gonna be whatever, but this girl was trying to sue KBR and Halliburton because she went to work for them in Iraq, and she was like raped allegedly and like sexually assaulted, and she was trying to sue them, but because in her like terms of agreement for employment she like signed on the X, and one of the things was that you're actually not allowed to sue them. It can't be brought into civil court. It was I forget the name of it. Basically, it's instead of being in a civil court, it's like a mediator almost, where the company,
It's like a tribunal.
yeah, that's what it is, tribunal. And so, and the tribunal is picked by Halliburton. And so it was like this huge thing in the documentary about how she was raped and sexually assaulted, and she wasn't allowed to be in front of a jury of her peers, and it was a human rights violation, all this stuff. And after the documentary came out, it actually went to a civil trial, and it was a jury of her own peers, and they actually still found Halliburton not guilty. And so it was like this interesting thing where it's still kind of dumbing down to the lowest common denominator. And they went into her past, and she had a couple other apparently false rape allegations as well. But the way this documentary is set up, it's like, oh, the woman who had coffee spilled on her was actually in the right, and this woman who sued Halliburton was actually in the right. And there's a couple other examples that like these people are actually in the right. But if you look into any research outside of the documentary, you're like, oh no, turns out these people were actually suing for bullshit. And
Yeah.
so
I have a hard time with how uppity people get about rape allegations and stuff, because I've sat through a sexual assault course, and it's court, and it's garbage. And a lot of people, unfortunately, that actually press charges are usually the ones that haven't been raped, because to actually sit through that is fucking unbelievable.
And I can edit this out if you want, but it was a personal, like it was.
Oh yeah, like I know. I said so you don't have to edit it out. It's totally cool, and it actually.
It wasn't like you just sat through a sexual. It was your
No, like,
own.
yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
pressing.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was like, I'm really curious. I'm really curious what it's like to sit through a rape trial.
No,
So
I meant
just,
like you weren't a juror. It wasn't a friend or anything. It was you.
No. When I first moved to Edmonton, I was. He tried to rape me. I fought him off to the point where he just sat on my chest and pinned my arms down so I couldn't fight back. So technically, it's not considered rape. It's considered sexual assault. I 9 months later got violently raped by a friend, and I was like, I gotta go to court. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm like, people need to realize that no means no, you know. So
yeah.
I 100% sat through court, and I would probably rather go through the situation again than sit through court. Court is for people that have legitimately been attacked, to sit through court, I threw the case. I was like, what do you need me to say to not sit here anymore? And they're like, we need you to say that there's reasonable doubt. I'm like, okay, because I'm done, or I'm going to fucking say things where I'm going to kill you. I was like do
you want us to kill him?
The defense lawyer.
I think we should do it.
How do you sleep at night? I would hate myself.
Yeah.
But
defense lawyers are fucking scum.
But at the same time, it's such a tough thing because I hated defense lawyers for such a long time, and then I was like, oh, but you defend innocent people too.
Yeah, I guess sometimes.
You also.
One of the things with court cases that I hope helps people understand law stuff. I'm not super educated in law, but when I think about cases, I'm always like everyone, regardless of what
you did 1
I did
year
a year of it, but it's not a big deal.
No big deal.
No, but one of the things that you have to remember is regardless of what the accusations are, every single person still has rights.
Yeah. And is innocent until proven guilty.
No, and the lawyers aren't defending the person. It's just that those rights are still present, and so you have to defend those rights until you can figure out what has to happen to that person.
Yeah.
It's super frustrating.
Oh yeah.
Because you feel like the person is attacking you for being right.
100%. And it's interesting because the Crown is actually the victim, not me.
Yeah.
I'm not a victim in the case. That was the weird. I was like, I'm not the what?
No, because you accused him, right? Yeah, and the burden of proof is on the person that accused him.
Yeah, it was so
Canada's
weird.
courts are kind of fucked up like that.
And
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
That was what was
That's
so
what happened with
interesting.
Gian Gomeshi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you and I discussed that.
Yes, and that was
as well.
So, and not knowing obviously my past, I had a hard time with the Gomeshi thing, because of obviously all the text messages and emails about these girls that are like, oh, I really liked it, and blah blah blah. It was so hot and such a turn on, and did those girls ask to get punched in the face, to get hit after? Fuck no. Yeah. I'm not saying the violence after the sex was at all okay.
Yeah.
But you don't encourage somebody that fucking assaults you like that. When it happened, it was a guy, the first one, it was a guy that I was seeing. I had seen him long distance for a long time. And then it just so happened that we actually both moved to Edmonton the same week. And he called me. He's like, I live in Edmonton. You should come up and see me, because I wasn't living in Medicine Hat at the time. And I was like, that's so friggin' funny, because I'm literally driving to Edmonton right now with my car packed. I'm moving there. We went to a few dates in public. We went to Hudson's. We went to a hookah bar. We hung out in public. And then he was like, I'm going to make you supper. Come on over. And it just went bad. And I said no, and I said no, and I said no. And then after, he was like, oh, that's, trying to text message me, that's just part of a relationship. That's what relationships are about. You sleep with your girlfriends. That's just how it is. And I was like, yeah, that's how it is when she wants to.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you have to stop talking to me. And, I was like, we're not having this conversation if you can't get it through your head that having to fucking pin me down to have sex with me, that's wrong, dude.
Yeah.
Never once did I ever say anything to encourage it. So when I hear girls being like, that was fucking hot, I'm like, go kill yourself. Obviously that's emotions based, but I'm like, no, you don't do that. People that have truly been and feel assaulted, you're not defending that guy. You're not sending messages that are encouraging him to do it again. You're you have to go to a counselor or something.
Yeah,
you know, it's so different. No, I started bring the mood down. I was
that's
I
fine.
do. I'm so passionate about it because I'm it does. It weighs on my heart a lot when girls frivolously or like, well, I was assaulted or I was raped. And like, but were you? Because if you were, like, my heart breaks for you because I know what it feels like. But, like, if you weren't, please don't say that. Like,
Yeah, I really love your opinion. I've talked to you about this before. I love your opinion on it because it's from a place where you've experienced it, and it's not like a very. All right, I feel bad mostly because a lot of times when this happens, well, now your case is the second one, but a friend of mine was accused of rape and he didn't do it.
yeah, I have a friend like that too.
He did not, and I've seen the messages where the girl apologized to him, and he was like, "Can you tell them that
Yeah.
I didn't do it?" And her response was, "It's gotten too big."
That's so messed up.
And
Yeah.
and so
That's ridiculous.
when people and I've like people, someone literally said to me, like, "Oh, you don't believe rape charges? What a shock!" Like sarcastically, and I was like, "Dude, no, like it's not that. Like if someone's raped, I feel for them, but also I feel for people who have been raped or who have been accused of rape who didn't do it. So it's not that I believe either side. I believe you have to get the full story and try to deduce what actually
I believe
happened.
the innocent person, like,
Well,
in the heart of their hearts, like.
and it's hard. That's the thing is like it's hard to figure out who's innocent,
Totally.
and so I just try to keep a blank mind
Yeah.
on the situation,
You
which
honestly have
people
to.
interpret as I don't care for the side who claims to be hurt, and I'm like, it's not that. It's just that I've seen the other side of it, and that sucks almost as bad. I'm not going to say it's as bad,
Yeah.
but it still is really shitty.
Yeah, you'd ruin, like, even if that was the only time where me and Patrick almost got into like a little bit of like a disagreement. We never argue, which is amazing. But like this, he was like, "You should be more. You of all people should be more mad." And I'm like, "I want to be, but it doesn't look."
This is
like,
about the Gameshi case,
yeah.
right?
And I was like, you have to look at like our court system's broken, hands down. There's no,
Yes.
especially like it's broken, and we know that. And my crown even said before, she goes like, she's like, "What do you want out of this?" And I was like, "I just want him to know, like, that was wrong. Like, a girl, because here's the thing too, there's so many girls that say no 15 times, and they push and they push and they push, and they're like, fuck, fine, whatever. And it happens. You go home and you feel raped. Like, you do. Whether or not you feel like you can go and be like, oh, I got raped, is like, you feel like that because you said no, you wanted to say no, you still wanted to say no even when you said okay. So that stuff to me hurts my heart even more than like people that, you guys are too funny.
Sorry, we're listening.
No, it's
we're
cool,
listening.
It's cool. They're making faces at each other. Yeah, it does. Because I'm like, oh, those girls still feel so broken, but don't feel justified in feeling broken.
Yeah.
You know, but.
Yeah, and it's just hard to find who's right and who's not.
It's impossible
right.
unless you're there.
And what makes it worse is that our court system is broken. So, like, even the one that I mentioned earlier, I do have my doubts where, like, they found KBR and Halliburton innocent. I'm like, well, it's still, she might have been raped too. But I'm like, I wasn't there. I don't know all the facts, and so I can't
Totally
judge on it. But so it's hard because, yes, maybe they got raped. Maybe they're falsely accusing of someone of rape. But we don't have a system that we can trust to find the right side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do? Do you just go, well, I'm apathetic towards the whole thing? Or do you choose a side and stick to that side? Or do you flip-flop? It's like, no matter what way you go about it, it seems to be the wrong way. And it really
Vigilante
sucks.
justice. I'm not kidding. Like I'm not kidding.
No,
like,
it's
if
true.
something like that happened to one of my sisters or any of my close female friends, I would just be like, where do they live?
Mm-hmm.
And I would just go find them.
I had
And that's
people
the
that,
other
'cause he
thing.
had moved back to Vancouver, like, it was so funny, too, because somebody messaged me and was like, I hope you feel good. He had to fly to Vancouver for this court case. And I was like, I hope you get hit by a bus for saying that. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I'm
I
supposed
hope
to feel bad that he raped me and he had to fly here from Vancouver?
I
Like,
hope you
fuck
feel
brother.
good. You just tried to guilt trip a rape victim.
I was so blown away. Because it's so true. And people are like, he lives in Vancouver. We'll drive to Vancouver. Like, we can do that. We will arrange that. Just you tell us what he
There's
looks
people
like.
Yeah, what is that,
Vancouver
12
that'll do
12
things for
hours?
money.
12
Yeah.
hours and
Get a bunch of-
$150? Let's go.
Yeah, no kidding.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, worth it. Yeah.
Vigilante, I'm down with vigilante justice. I think for the most part.
But that's the other thing is, and it still goes back to like, but there are times where vigilante justice is awfully wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true.
So it's like everything needs to be taken on a case by case basis, which is this other thing that I've been trying to perpetuate forever. And not to minimize what you're talking about, but that's back to the female comedian thing. It's like, take it on a case-to-case basis. Like, sometimes, yes, people are assholes and are shittier to comics because they're female, but also sometimes females get opportunities because they're female. Mm-hmm. And also other times, it's just a guy trying to pick the best person for the job, and it happens to be 5 white males and not the female. Mm-hmm. And none of it was sexist.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to try and take things by a case-by-case basis, but then it ends up seeming a certain way.
Totally. Yeah. I had a guy, when I first started comedy, we went to Lethbridge for an open mic, and a guy was like, hey, I'd just like to let you know, like, I'm really unimpressed by female comics. And I was like, that's okay, so am I. And he just, like, looked at me weird, and I was like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, it's very rare that I'm like, that is a strong comic. Yeah. And it ends there. Like, it's like that, like, they have to be, like, quote-unquote, like, for lack of better words, guy good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hate that I say.
Tamara.
I mean, now
it's me.
Now it's
obviously.
Tamara.
Come on.
I love
Let's
her
be
comedy.
honest. Thank you so much.
But
well, what do you think of this? This is a theory, not mine, not my theory. But
this is my theory.
It's not.
I don't know.
Is it Dan?
He's like, but it
what
sounds
is it?
good.
What's
so
he
I'll
about to
take
say?
credit.
What's he about to
I
say?
don't know what it is.
It's gonna be you.
okay, so there's a theory that part of getting girls, like part of the mating process for guys, is being funny, because if you ask a lot of girls like what their favorite thing is, humor is one of the things.
Yeah.
But guys go looks 9 times out of 10. So girls never need to develop that humor bone.
Well, that's a study done. I forget who did it. It's in this book I have. So you know it's real.
Yeah,
it's in a book.
It's in one book printed.
It's in this book, The Humor Code, where what happens is when you ask guys what they look for in a girl, a lot of times the top thing will be like sense of humor. But what they're really saying is they want a girl that will laugh at their jokes. And when you ask a girl what she looks for in a guy and she says sense of humor, it means that she wants someone that will make her laugh.
Yeah.
So it's like you know, females don't want someone that'll, well, not females, but like typically when a girl says they want someone with a good sense of humor, it means they want someone that will make them laugh. And when guys say it, it means they want someone that will laugh at their jokes.
Yeah.
which
so
is true, because I've said that about the girl I'm seeing now, where I'm like, she has a great sense of humor. It means that she doesn't get offended when I say crazy
things. Super funny.
Yeah.
And she laughs at good jokes.
Yeah.
Double whammy.
But that's the thing. I'm like, when I go, oh yeah, she has a great sense of humor, this is gonna make me look like a dick, but whatever, that's what most of this podcast is. We watched the movie A Fault in Our Stars, which is about these 2 people who have cancer.
So good.
And like
So
it was our first date, and she said something, and she was like, I made a joke about the girl having cancer, and then she said, you're going to hell. And I said, yeah, but not until way after this girl dies, because she totally has cancer.
And she wasn't offended.
And she laughed.
That's when you knew that there was a second date.
That we met. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, this girl has a great sense of humor. But it wasn't because she made me laugh. It was because she laughed at my jokes.
Yeah.
Whereas if
it's so funny. Even Patrick, he couldn't make it to the show tonight, and he was like, you're gonna do great. You're still the second funniest person I know. Like, you know, like, he's still like, I may not do comedy really anymore, but like, I'm fucking funnier than you are, and I hope you know that. You know? Yeah. And it's entertaining, and we constantly like, I mean, that's honestly a huge part of our relationship is being fucking ridiculous together.
So do you think that, to both of you, because you haven't been talking.
Sorry.
I feel like we do this every time we have multiple guests. One person is more than the other.
Oh man,
I feel
the Simon King podcast was all Simon.
Yeah, and then Noor was kind of there, and then you and I were also kind of there.
We'd always like half an hour, and we're like, also Noor's here.
Just want to be clear.
But so,
Tamara,
do you think
Tamara,
Tamara,
I have a question for
I'm here.
you.
Listen, I'm not talking because I feel unheard. I'm not talking because I don't have much to say about what we're talking about. But I do think that I'm the funniest one.
That's good. That's good.
Funniest one, what?
So
Alex is like moving on because that's wrong.
He's so would. He's so
I
would.
think Tamara's hilarious. It made me laugh like outside of off stage more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
I am so happy.
I also think I'm not very funny off stage. I tend to be serious a lot of times.
Yeah.
And when I'm on stage, I'm hilarious. But
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
but no. Okay. So the thing I was getting at is,
I'm ready.
do you think part of that whole idea of women aren't as funny as men isn't necessarily because they're not capable of it, but because they never needed to develop it as a skill?
I think I wonder, in a
Here,
sense, I
yeah.
feel like it's like a survival thing.
For me in my personal life, like having a sense of humor and being able to tell jokes was a way for me to survive, like my home
Yeah.
situation, and for me a way for
Was
me
your
to.
mom gonna kill you if you didn't tell a joke?
My brother and my dad, so for me, I developed a sense of humor at a very young age, because if I didn't, I would be broken. I would be broken 100%.
So do you think-
more so, more broken than now. Just being very clear. But yeah.
Honesty
So do you
is
think-
the best medicine.
So do you think part of it is not that more men are funny than women, but that more men need to find humor as a coping mechanism than women do?
I think
it depends.
It also
Yeah.
has to do with like being an alpha.
Yeah.
Because when you get on stage, you're the alpha.
Yeah.
And men don't like to see women be the alpha in a situation. So when a woman
That's
gets
true.
on stage, immediately a lot of men go, "You're not in charge of me. I
Yeah.
don't have to listen to you."
Yeah.
It's like a subconscious thing.
I have a
Most guys won't say that out loud because they don't even like know that they're thinking it.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
that's
It's
what
super
a lot
true.
of it is.
That's why it's hard. Yeah, that's why it's hard to date when you're so funny. You know what I mean?
Like, that's why
I just want to be very clear. I'm also very single. No, it's hard. I actually had a male comic look at me and say like, boys will find you intimidating because you're so funny, because
And
that's the way you communicate.
well, and part of it outgoing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well,
I know.
And that's
But
shitty.
any boy that finds you intimidating for being funny is a boy you don't want to date.
I was
It's a
just
boy.
gonna
It's
say,
a literal
he's
boy,
Probably.
not a
The
man.
keyword being
Yeah.
boy.
Boom.
This is another thing that I find
Unless
super
you want to be
interesting
an alpha.
is because you've been in the arts comedy community not crazy long,
No.
but Tamara,
I'm here.
you've been in the arts community for a while.
Yeah.
How many dudes have you dated outside of the arts community?
Ooh,
Oh, yeah, this
none.
is-
Yeah, and how many
Okay.
have you dated inside the arts community?
Okay, none. But like I like more men who are very much more in touch with their
Arts,
creative,
or
their creative
emotional
mind
aspect.
or emotional aspect. I find that men who are outside of stand up or improv or theater or even art as a whole are mundane and don't understand me, and I can't get along with them and I can't be friends with them because
No, I don't know about your
yeah,
truck.
exactly. It's like I don't know anything about NASCAR racing. Dad, get out of my room. But it's
Also, Dad, I don't want to date
also,
you. It's
Dad,
weird.
get the fuck out of here.
I have to tell you,
Dad,
Dad.
no. Happy, no.
That's a whole different
So
meaning
sorry.
now.
It's too real. It's
Yeah,
too
now
real.
Happy Nose getting weird.
Well, I can never send my dad this podcast. No, I find that I can't. I don't like. Oh no, I can't. Like I don't know. I mainly have, as we all know, I mainly have crushes on comics.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh
that.
yeah, you did know, Dad.
Oh, I did.
Oh, he did know.
Um,
I don't know what it is, but when
Have you ever yelled out "Pappy, yes" during sex?
9 times out of 10, that's all I say.
Perfect.
You know, I just want to be very clear.
I want everyone to know that's one of Tamara's jokes. We've referenced that like
Yeah.
15 times this podcast.
Pappy, yes. Pappy, yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Okay, too far.
That's the business.
You're the bee's knees.
You're the
Show me
beast.
how they make
Pappy,
masses.
okay.
Just weird expression. Just like, that's how the wheel turns in my
Ooh,
country.
there's gold in them hills.
Whenever I explain, like,
yeah.
you guys have to see Tamara's comedy, it's so funny. She's like, she's just so independent and strong woman that she's got comedy. Like, why would I want a man to grab my hip when I got a bag of chips?
Exactly.
It's like-
Seriously, I don't understand.
It's
Awesome.
Tamara in a box.
That's great. So, Megan, have you dated anyone? Because when you were a fighter, did you date fighters?
Oh, fighters. wrestlers, pretty much.
Yeah, and then when you're a comedian, you're now
You guys
dating a
wrestle?
comedian.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you wrestle?
Do you think part of that's the alpha
Threat-
thing? Is like you can't, because if you're a comedian or a fighter, those are alpha positions, and if you try and date someone who's not those things,
Honestly, I went from powerlifting to fighting, and I can't tell you how many people I was like people that were like, "Oh, this is so cool! Like a strong female, like outrageous. I love like a girl that's not like a girly girl." And then you'd start dating them, and they'd be like, "Oh, but if you just like wore heels and like put on some makeup and just tried to do your hair yourself," I'm like, "Oh, so you want somebody other than me?" And they're just like, "Well, no, like I want you, but like you know you
This is a
like
very
a girl
modified version of you."
of you."
Yeah.
I was like, "What the
What?
fuck?" No, like beat it. Like you see, this is who you get, and it was like that. Even I mean, I guess I dated like tougher guys because I was like, I just want somebody that can pick me up. Like I'm not little, and I'm not like
You're pretty little.
I've lost a lot of weight from my last knee surgery, but
That's why I called you little.
yeah.
What class did you fight in?
But to be honest, 135.
Middleweight?
It's not. There's not like because I
there's-
wasn't like pro,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
like just 135.
What
be
would
like
that be in the pro?
feather-
Is there
It's,
even weight?
Bantamweight?
135? That'd be
Oh no, feather. Bantamweight, sorry, is
And
155.
then there's
But is there-
ultra featherweight.
This is
That's where Ronda
is
Rousey
there
fights at.
is there different weight classes
I don't know
for
what that
women
is.
or
Ronda
'cause
Rousey?
as far as I know, UFC
I'm
there's
so
only
bad at,
one
like,
women.
I'm like,
weight
just
class.
tell me what weight I need to be, and I'll be that.
Oh.
I was so like, I don't know, because a part of me like, that's why I like Holly Holm so much, is because she's just like, I do this because I really like to fight, so just get me a fight, and that's how I am. I'm like, I'm not like, oh, I need to like, I mean, my thing too is like I said, I just want to be great, and so that's why like I had a hard time with Rousey being like, oh, like I'm the best ever, but yet I've only fought girls that I know I can beat. It's like, why don't you fight the girls that are actually like the best at what they do? Like you fought Holly Holm, the best at what she does, and you lost. Like you won't fight Cyborg.
Well, that's how you build a fighter, though. They did that with Tyson too.
Oh,
They
for
used
sure.
to give Tyson's like
He
soup
picked.
cans.
Oh, I know. You do have to get there. It's super true.
But
Like that's
Tyson also was probably one of the greatest of all time.
Also, quick question: is a soup can a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad
Bad
thing.
It's just people you can beat on.
Oh,
and they
okay.
won't fight back.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
be clear.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I like soup.
I mean,
Me too.
Mayweather is
What's
a
your
prime
favorite kind?
example too. Mayweather like is like this self-proclaimed
Oh, God.
like I don't even know what you would want to call him. Like he would like to say that he's like the best of all time, but he's never fought anybody in their prime.
If you, I was gonna say, if you
You don't
look
think
at
Pacquiao
the,
was in his prime?
if no,
Huh?
if
Yeah.
you look at the Mayweather Pacquiao saga, it is disgusting how like Mayweather sided that whole thing was. Because him and Pacquiao were supposed to fight like 5 other times, and Mayweather kept backing out because Pacquiao
Yeah.
was in his prime.
Yeah.
And then Pacquiao was at, he was out of his prime. He was older, and then he had to come down a weight class, which is, as everyone knows, changing weight class is more difficult than staying in your weight class,
Yeah.
obviously. So
Especially
Pacquiao,
going down.
so yeah, especially going down.
Oh,
Going down
realistically,
is harder
only
than
going
packing
down.
on.
Yeah.
And then so Pacquiao had to drop more weight and come down a weight class. They were fighting in a venue that was chosen by Mayweather, with the ref that was chosen by Mayweather, for on a date that was chosen by Mayweather at a time in their careers that was chosen by Mayweather, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you know anything about how Mayweather and Pacquiao fight, that fight was almost exactly predictable. You're going to go, well, Mayweather was going to try and outlast him to the end of the
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, but
They'll just play
Pacquiao
deep.
still agreed to it.
Oh, for sure.
Well, because
But- and
Pacquiao has the Holly Holm thing where he goes, give me a fight and I'll fight.
Yeah.
And also, you don't really know who's in their prime until after the fact, so it's kind of hard to call that kind of stuff, right?
Totally.
Well, everyone knows
To an extent.
GSP was coming to the end of his prime when he retired.
Well, okay, you look at a guy. Okay, John Jones would be a great example. Before he started getting into all this trouble, every single, even Dana had said at like a post fight when he had won his last fight before he got in all this shit. He said every single time you see John Jones get in the ring, he gets in a better fighter than he left. You know, people are no longer at their prime when they're getting into a ring and losing fights they shouldn't be losing.
Yeah.
You know, like people that are they're just not the same fighter. I mean, GSP is a different story. GSP changed his fighting style because he knew that he was getting to an age where he's like, I would like to retire with my brain intact. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with
But-
becoming a defensive fighter. It's not as entertaining to watch. But he to be that skilled, and that's why I can't take away Mayweather's skill set, is that he is like, What's happening?
Nothing.
He can't. You can't take away. To not get hit is fucking miles harder than getting hit or like even like getting
doing
hit
the
and
Tyson.
countering a fight.
Doing
Yeah.
the Tyson is
It's-
getting, or even
Being
the
able to
Ali
take
Frazier fight.
punishment. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yes, it's talented to take punishment, but like to be a defensive boxer where you like people can't hit you, that to me is like so far beyond a skill set that I can even understand. Because like I punch hard and I'm good at getting punched. Like I'm like,
Well, that was-
like you better knock me out because if not, I will knock you out.
That was exactly
That's how I fight.
exactly my fighting style when I was boxing. I was like, I'm just gonna come in close, like, because I know I can take more punches than you.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like how
my spirit doesn't.
I like how we went from rape to boxing. Like, they're both like pretty much related.
Yeah, very much. Very
Because
much
you
so.
They
leave the
both end
scars.
bad. No.
No, didn't Mayweather get accused of raping his girlfriend or
Oh,
something?
he's actually
bro,
the
he's a
biggest
piece of shit
shit.
human.
Yeah.
Like Tyson.
He also he
Anyways.
cheats on his wife constantly. He has multiple like
Yeah.
women that live in his house.
She's gonna get so
Another
much
reason I
money
was cheering for Pacquiao, and
Hope she
another
is.
reason I like GSP because they're good people.
Yeah.
Listen.
Also, just real quick, I feel I'm sorry to like do this, but we're like
An hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have something pretty big that I kind of wanted to talk about.
Cool. Do
Let's
it.
Tamara,
Yes.
where you going?
I'm going to Toronto tomorrow
Tirana.
to be a part of the She Dot Comedy Festival.
She does.
She Dot.
Gangsta.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going with my best friend Muhammad Ali, and Charles Haycock is also joining us there.
Wait, what?
They sure are
Is
dressing
that
as
why
ladies.
Charles grew out his hair?
Yeah, that's why he grew out his hair.
Wear a ponytail.
You know.
Me and Charles are going on the road tomorrow.
Tomorrow to Fort McMurray. He's coming on Friday after you guys are done. So we're all staying in a house. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous.
Whose house are you staying at? Please don't tell me it's Dan Guy's.
No, it's not. It's a
Why?
Airbnb.
Oh man, can you
What happened?
YouTube after this? We have to YouTube. They do like a.
Do I need to bleep that name or is it?
No, he's
Okay.
hilarious. He's
Oh.
such a cool dude. Dan Guy's, there's nothing wrong with Dan Guyer, but he lets comics stay at his house a lot when they come to Toronto, and
Nice.
he's got like a ghetto ass house.
Oh man,
Like
shit!
rat in the
I should have done it.
ceiling
I should have done
Nice.
that.
Awesome. He did the
Comedians stay here a lot.
Yeah, Nick.
You're
I
gonna
bet.
stay with
Nick
George
McQuick
McKenna?
and them came.
I don't know what that is.
and,
Good.
Namaste.
Oh.
No, I'm really
Talk about
excited. I'm really excited. It's
What else, Tamara?
What is she
Are
dot?
you the only
She dot-
female
tell
in
us.
Edmonton
I-
to make it to She
I
Dot?
was the only female in Edmonton.
How many did you have to apply?
Yes.
Did all the females apply?
Most of them.
Except for me.
Yeah,
I
about
would-
8 out of 9 females
Yeah.
applied,
Ooh.
and I
Kendall
was
didn't
picked.
apply also.
Kendall.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so probably 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 'cause
I don't
if
know.
Kendall applied,
Just
you wouldn't be going.
That's true, Kendall. I'm so sorry. I love Kendall so much.
Kendall's this shit.
Yeah, she's great. Fucking love
I was
Kendall.
you
so stoked
gals,
to
though.
see her today.
Yeah, it was the first time watching her.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm happy Kendall's coming.
anyway, listen.
Back to me.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really blessed because I've been doing stand-up comedy for a year and a half. Hashtag blessed. About a year and a month now. So I'm pumped because I've been having a hard few months, just kind of writing jokes and cracking down on like comedy is something that I want to do and that I see myself doing. So why am I still in this like really weird rut of joke writing? You know what I mean?
They will come always.
They will come.
Baby
That's
girl.
and it's all about like relationship. Comedy. Comedy is my longest relationship, and it has so many ups and downs and lots of learning experiences. And I'm so surrounded by such supportive people and such
Nice.
loving people that are
You
like,
sound like a sports player giving like an answer right now. Where
You're
you're
so
gonna
welcome.
Keep your stick on the ice. You know,
I'm like,
sometimes
keep your
bounces go
stick
your way,
on the
sometimes-
ice.
She does it.
Keep your
We all
head
wanna
in the
thank
game.
Jesus.
Gotta keep your head
So
in the
funny
game.
when
My
you-
mom,
When
Jesus,
you-
Jesus
All
again.
right, let's get real. Fuck this bullshit like interview
it.
style shit.
Fuck it.
What happened when you found out you were on Cheetah? Did you
shit her
celebrate and
pants.
boast? Or
I
what'd you do?
I didn't I didn't tell. I told I called. I told my mom. I screamed in my house. I told my mom. I called 3 people. It was my dad, Mohammed, and my friend. I called 4 people. My friend Randy, and then my other friend Alyssa. And then I told nobody else.
Did you punch walls? Did you high five
I-
things? What'd you do?
I ran
scream
so
Pappy
fast. I screamed, "Pappy, yeah!" Sorry for yelling. No, I didn't boast at all. I didn't tell another comedian. Her name is Nadine Hunt, who has always been supportive of me.
And she's out there right now.
And
too,
she's
right?
out there. She's
Yeah.
in Toronto, and she was pissed because I didn't make a big deal about it because I didn't want it to be that kind of thing of like, you guys, I got in, bye, like
None of you
you didn't, like
did,
none of you
yeah.
did. Like I didn't want that to be the environment. I didn't want that to be an environment that I created, so I kept it very on the down low. And then somebody messaged me and was just like, "Hey, what did you make it in?" And I was like, "Yeah, I sure did." And then that person told another person, and then that person told another person, and then it just kind of started happening. And then Nadine approached me and was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Oh man, she's mad at me because I made it in." And then she was like, "How fucking dare you not tell me you got in, you asshole?" And I was like, "Oh, so you like your support, you know?" Because I just expected everybody to be assholes about it, but I was.
Did you say because I thought you would react like this?
I was like, because I thought that you'd delete me off Facebook, and I can't afford that, you know? I need the followers.
Cost too much.
So what's your preparation going into? What is Sheet Out? First of all, is it a contest? Is it just a showcase?
It's basically a festival. It is a bunch of it's basically Sheet Out. The Sheet Out Comedy Festival is a festival for just women comics all over Canada and some in the United States. So it's all women.
There's some pretty big names.
There's some pretty big names that I can't remember.
Elvira Kurt, is she on
I
it?
believe so.
I know she's in Toronto right now.
Listen, I don't know.
Erica Segerson,
I'm really excited.
she on it?
I've been so nervous that I haven't.
Let's look it up.
Okay, Dan's gonna look it up.
Okay, and what's your game plan?
Because
My game plan,
it's
I'm
come
gonna-
out and we're gonna try to promote this in Toronto as much as we can.
Yeah.
We don't know anything in Toronto. But
What's my game plan? Basically, I have 10 of my best jokes. I've got some music jokes. I've got some prop jokes. I've got some list jokes. I've got some regular jokes. And I have to isolate my game plan and see which ones go. Because I don't want to have like 8 list jokes. Who the fuck does that? You know, what an asshole. So I'll probably pick my top 2 list jokes. I love lists.
Love lists.
I love
Big
list
fans.
jokes. I love list joke comics. I want to be one. Anyway, a
Like-
list joke.
like the late night thing where it's like top 10.
Yeah, top
Top
10.
10?
Like
Yeah.
come on. Like, what do you
Or
think
like
this is a
Jimmy Fallon's,
game?
like, thank you.
Jimmy Fallon with thank you, you know? So I just want to isolate what I need to do in order to make it big.
Yeah, that's sweet. How long are you out there for?
I'm out there for 2 weeks. I have 2 showcases at the Sheet Out Festival. One on the 28th of April and then one on the 30th of April. So if anybody's out there, look for
Do you
this.
know where you're performing?
One is at Comedy. I believe they're both at Comedy Bar. One is at Comedy Bar.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear Alex Fortin
I
peeing.
know. I was like,
You
we
want to know
can
who
hear
pees the
you.
longest out of any of our guests?
Who?
Nick McQuick.
Oh,
Peed-
Oh, he
fuck.
does.
Peed for like 4 minutes.
That's
Here's
so
the thing.
funny. We did a podcast
Yeah,
in
yeah,
his basement, and he was like, he came home like, it was a really awkward podcast because like we weren't in our homes, and it
Yeah.
was our first podcast, and it was like none of our stuff, and he wasn't even home, so I felt like I was invading like his
A space.
premise.
Yeah.
And then he came home, and I like, you could hear him pee for the longest time. We're like, bring Nanaimo bars.
And he didn't even. We had to get our guests to do it.
It was
I didn't
awesome.
want to go up there.
It was weird.
Nick McQuick's house is also super old
Yeah.
and
He's
scary.
moving.
That whole area is really old.
That whole
Those-
area
they're
is probably
literal.
haunted.
They look like actual chicken coops from the outside.
Yeah, for sure.
Like just
Really
chickens
scary.
live in them.
What
But
is he
then
doing?
Nick McQuick lives in them.
He was like, with me and Dan, he was like, I'm gonna buy you guys some food because I just got paid a lot of money. And I was like, what? And he was like, didn't you see my Snapchats? I was with models and like cars and shit. Didn't he say that?
Yeah,
Dan?
he did.
And then I was like, what the fuck?
He's a gangster.
Anyway, just talking about
If
Nick
you get paid
McQuick.
a lot of money, you should go to a place that does not look like a chicken coop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not buy
Actually
other
is
people
moving.
food.
He's moving.
Also, Alex, we heard you pee.
Thank
He
you.
did.
I'm glad.
Namaste. It was pretty. It sounded great.
It sounded very healthy.
Sounded
It was a healthy urine.
Was it?
I'm-
It was a healthy urination.
Yo, I'm scared that all of my health issues are gonna come just barreling in at once.
Yeah,
you're
it
like-
happens like when you're 30, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's
Are you
creeping
30?
up on
Yeah.
me.
How old are you? 30?
Just told you.
30? I thought
How
you
old do you
meant
think I was?
like it's solid 24. I've
I always get that.
Four
I
I've.
love it. I always
You
get
should.
younger
You
than
should
I
love
am.
it.
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
excited.
I always
And when I
get.
shave, it's even worse.
Here's the
I
best
get
part.
22 until people are like, "You've
Ooh,
done
sorry.
way too many things to be a
Yeah,
22-year-old person."
I
I'm
thought
like,
you
yeah,
were.
because I'm creepy.
I thought you were
I'm
my
30.
age. I did not until
old are you?
yesterday. 24.
I thought you were.
Oh,
Like,
okay, cool.
I just turned 24.
Yeah,
No.
because I have
Yeah, I
like
thought-
old woman legs.
You were. I thought you were 23, 24.
Yeah.
They've
Some
had
woman.
a lot of surgeries. They're
I
old.
have
They
old
feel
woman legs.
old.
Some person was like, "Hey, Tamara, you look like you're 25,
Oh,
right?"
good lord! This is the picture
was
you
like, no.
sent in.
Can I
Which
see
picture?
it?
Yeah. Show them.
Can I see?
That's my headshot.
That's fucking awesome.
I also have that on a
Look at that.
It's like
T-shirt.
a school photo.
It's
her-
like
her
my
holding
great-
a pizza
my
instead
dra-
of a
I
phone.
should- I feel like-
You guys saw it, right?
Um,
Okay, good.
like
I
a
what
thought-
does my
creative
bio
photo.
say? Can I read it? Can I read it? I don't remember what I sent
Do you
him.
want me to read it? Or you want to read it?
I really, really like to read it.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell us your best
okay,
joke?
ready?
Sorry,
That
the
you're
screen's
throwing
cracked
down?
on
No,
my
it's
phone.
fine, it's
Some
fine, it's pretty.
asshole fucking dropped it.
Okay.
Trying to be-
Tamara Appleton. Tamara Appleton, born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta, is a stand-up comedian as well as an improviser. She hopes to take the
Why
world
are
of
you laughing at your
Hold
own
on, it gets
bio?
really good. She hopes to take the world of stand-up comedy by storm, one sassy joke at a time.
Oh, Sassy Cassie. No, that's a stripper.
That's enough. I am not
That's
sassy.
her
I wish I
stripper.
was.
That's a-
yeah, a little person.
No, I'm very excited. I did not know how to
That's
write a
exciting.
bio. I messaged like 4 comics. I was like, what the fuck?
So we're at an hour 40, but I've got to add out some shit, so we're probably going to be at an hour and a half or so right now.
Yeah.
So, do you ladies have some things you want to plug? Obviously, the She Dot contest.
Hello, She Dot Festival. She Dot
Festival.
Comedy Festival.
Festival.
Boom shakalaka. That's
No one
really.
has said Boom Chocolate since 1992.
That's a lie.
I was born in 1996. I'm mad at you.
Crazy.
Namaste.
sorry.
I know.
So,
Sorry, plugging things.
Twitter's, Instagram,
Twitter's,
Facebook's, anything?
Instagram. My Instagram is marinara sauce. Namaste. That's all I
Wait,
got.
you got like straight up marinara sauce? You didn't have to get like marinara sauce 6?
No, it's straight up marinara sauce, but it's like Tamara, cut out the T, and then marinara sauce. Boom shakalaka.
Sauce.
I made that in grade 11, so I feel like I'm very young. So I made that like 3 years ago.
Impressive.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
My
4 years
God.
ago, 4 or 5 years
That's
ago.
so funny.
Listen, I'm a
Like,
baby.
it's my 10-year reunion this summer.
Yeah, this is the first time I feel
really
old on this podcast.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations.
Hello.
This is your 10-year reunion?
Yeah.
You graduated late.
Whoa, 10-year what? It's been like 3 years for me.
You graduated 2004.
Oh my god,
4,
my
3
brother's
years, 4,
10 years
5?
coming up.
What?
Isn't that weird?
That's when
What
I
was I doing in
graduated high school.
I was
school.
8.
When did you
I was
graduate
8 in
high school?
2004.
2004.
Yes.
I was 8.
You're the same age as me. How come you're 2 years later?
I'll be 28 this summer. You said you're 30.
Oh, I thought you were 30.
No, 28.
Creeping on 30.
Creeping on 30.
Great.
Do you got anything you want to plug up in this biatch?
I'm terrible at Twitter, but I'm the Meagan. That's how you spell Megan.
Megan.
Mazzini,
Massini.
like an Italian mobster.
Love it.
Any other things? You got shows? You got anything coming up?
I'm at Yucks first Thursday of April, but not nearly
Wait,
as cool
what?
as
That was
she
like a
got.
month ago.
May. First Thursday of May.
Wait, where do you keep your time machine, Megan?
It's my mobster secret.
Got
Does it
it.
say-
Got it.
Got him. Got him. Oh.
Dazed
Yeah, I got.
nuts.
I'll be honest with you guys. I got nothing else going on except my mom texting me telling me I need to pack for Toronto.
Get
Yeah,
home
no, I
to
told
her.
you would be home by 11 and it's 12:30.
It's 12:20.
Sorry.
She says laundry done, room and bathroom are done? Question mark. I said I'm still out. She says yep, and will it be done? I said stop. It's gonna be fine. I love you. You're stressing me out. Get out of my room.
Dan,
You know.
anything going on?
Monday, May 2nd, I have a joke battle.
Oh, yeah,
May
me too.
7th, I potentially have a show thing. Well, yeah. I'm
Mm.
not sure on the details yet. May 18th, I'm in the Great Northern Casino in Grand Prairie with Sean LeComber. That is
Noise.
super exciting.
I want to go to format, guys.
June 8th, I'm confirming changes to my subscription for Google Play,
Noise.
according to my calendar.
It's like May 9th. I'm renewing my union dues.
I mean,
And I have all my social media is the Dan channel.
Cool. If you want to check me out, North Battleford on May 7th. I will be in Calgary on Wednesday, May 11th. Then Ben... Oh, no, that got canceled, unfortunately. Ben Prue and I were supposed to be in Drumheller, but that got canceled. So that's no good. And then June 8th, I'm opening for Ben Prue, friend of the show, also Northern Content Network podcast comedian. He's in the Shell Theater in Fort Saskatchewan filming his DVD. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. Got a couple other stuff, but that's not till June, so we're not going to worry about that for now.
Yep.
nice.
You guys are clearly more famous than I.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Sorry.
like whatever.
Says Ms. She-Dot.
Don't worry,
Listen.
no one in Canadian show business matters.
That's
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact of
exponentially
life.
true.
Got way too real, Dan.
No offense.
Because I'm right here.
Suck it, Jerry D.
Oh,
Just kidding. Actually, no, he's
listen, is he?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway,
He's mean
thanks for
now.
having us on the show, you guys. Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
coming.
Yeah, I wasn't even supposed to be here.
That's okay.
I'm
We
supposed
wanted
to
you
be
here,
Patrick.
but you kept not... Your schedule kept not
Okay, here's the
working.
thing.
We've been trying to book this show for like months.
That's
true.
true.
It's true.
Months.
Namaste.
So, thanks for coming on. If you like our podcast, check out northerncontent.ca for a whole bunch of other podcasts. And as always, fuck Desjardins Insurance.